baby, we're back. What's up? It's me, Zeke, and this week we are joined by the legend himself, TSM Myth. How are you doing, my friend?
Zeke, I'm doing great. I'm doing great, man.
Are you finally happy to be here? And I know, like, for week 2 you got sick, so we didn't have you. And then we're like, you know, Myth, what about now? And you're like, I'm still sick. Like, but Myth, what about now?
Now, listen, I'm ready, and I'm excited, and I'm just ready. I'm happy we're live finally. Like, it's ready. Time
I know
to
we've
go.
been sitting here like, all right,
yeah,
we got a little bit more time, 30 minutes. All right, it's almost time. Yeah, it's been fun, man. But for you guys at home that maybe for some reason don't know who Myth is, I don't know how you don't know who Myth is, but do you maybe want to tell them a little bit about yourself? Yeah,
so I started streaming Fortnite day 1, play the game a little bit competitively, and you can check me out at TSM_Myth on basically every social platform.
He's amazing. Definitely send a follow his way. Legendary player. I would argue one of the pioneers of the game. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I put walls and floors together and stairs for the first time ever, but
there you go.
I guess.
There you go. Well, we are happy to have Myth here to share his insight of the game. Now, during the week, we had trials happening. We had the Lazy Links Tour, the LLT. We actually have a little package put together, so let's take a look at that and relive some of these incredible moments. So here we are at Lazy Links. We see Twitch, the call, going in at hole number 1, 325.
325 meters right into the hole, Zeke. That's a beautiful shot.
Now over, there he is, the legend himself, trying to utilize that single stairs method, holding on for dear life, and it looks like we're going to get a hole-in-one here. There it is.
Yeah, it's 100 meter drive, hole 3, Zeke.
Absolutely.
Look how far away I am. It's going to take me ages to get to the ramp. Jesus Christ.
In the
might not even
storm,
fit in one clip.
73 HP.
Myth, he does have that medkit. He can heal if he needs to.
Yes, dude, 360.
Look at that.
Let's
They're
go.
at hole number 8,
That's
359 meter. Now here's one of the more important ones, Smith. As you can see here, it's Macau. He is lining up the shot. Now, what I want you to realize is he's utilizing the edit grid to line himself up. Okay?
Yes.
Now, here's where things get interesting. Not only does he line himself up with the edit grid, watch, he looks up and utilizes the slats in the wood wall to line up the precision shot.
Yeah, Zeke, and he's also, you know, he's calculating that wind, making sure the shot's perfect.
I'm swinging.
Wow, what a drive!
Right, the shot is out.
Swung.
Now we'll see. Is it possible? Has he landed the shot, Myth?
I'd run away down.
Okay. 510.
Unbelievable.
Beautiful.
Just
golf claps all around. Golf claps all around.
Just absolutely magnificent, Macau. Congratulations on your 510-meter shot. Now, you guys are probably curious about who won Lazy Links Tour. That's a pretty fair question, so let's take a look. We had 5 winners, and I believe the results will shock you. So coming in at number 5, Fortnite's Twitch DeCulcum with 2,754 total score. Now let's go to number 4. Liquid Chap coming out from the Bush Bandits with 2,865 total score. And number 3, Wiccacy with 2,957. This is where things get interesting, Myth. Coming in at number 2, it's Macau with that 510. Now you're probably asking, who topped that? Who topped the 510? Number 1 was Svenos from the Bush Bandits. And I mean, Myth, look how close the scores were there.
It's like pro golfers. That's all I got to say. They ain't pro players, they're pro golfers. They changed the game.
They're both.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, the points at the bottom are the total points accumulated from the trials. So now you're probably asking yourself, well, Zeke, look, I represent a specific club. What are the current club standings? Let's take a look. So right at the gate, Bush Bandits, 2,560. Next is the Fortnites with 2,300 points. Dusty Dogs in third, 1,940. Lucky Llamas, 1,640 points, but right behind them are the Rift Raiders with 1,635 points.
Listen, Zeke, as a Lucky Llama representative, I just wanted to say that, like, I'm happy we're not in dead last anymore. Listen, this is part of our storyline. This is part of our legacy that people don't know about. But we're the underdog, and the comeback is coming. Last 2 weeks, clutching it up, taking first. That's the storyline. That's the story that hasn't been told yet, and that's going to happen.
Okay, all right.
So I'm excited to fulfill the, we're making it happen.
There you go. It's like coming over the hill in a game, and you just happen to spot that lone little pink pixel of the screen, the pixel in the far distance. You think, is that a llama?
Right in your peripheral.
And you're like, is that Did my luck just change?
It's a llama.
Lucky Llamas. There you go, coming in. So, speaking of the Lucky Llamas, let's talk about clubs. The roster's coming into week number 4. Don't forget, this is the European scene, ladies and gentlemen. So, I mean, Svenos representing Bush Bandits coming in first.
Yep.
We'll also be representing here in the competitive aspect. Myth, is there anyone you're looking forward to seeing?
Yeah, so I'm interested in, like, genuinely, I'm interested in a lot of just like the EU players in general, because I don't have much experience with observing and seeing EU players play, but like you see Lolito, like you see Kinstar, players that people definitely know for coming up and showing up in these type of events. And as we go on, I just really excited to see some EU gameplay.
Yeah. Do you think, and this is kind of something we talked about beforehand, how do you think EU compares to NA?
Yeah, so it's interesting because I personally don't know the differences, but when I have heard from other casters when watching the NA cast of the show, they'll point out that there are big differences between them, and they feel a shift in pace, and they feel that difference in gameplay at different stages of the game. So I'm super excited to see how these different teams, different players from different clubs from both sides of the spectrum, NA and EU, play and see if I could observe those changes.
Yeah, should be good. Now, don't forget, every week we change up the format. With this week, it is big bonus. So it's going to be similar to last week. We're going to play 6 games. These are the solo format. Victory royales were 3 points. Second and third place were 2 points. And then if you place 4th through 10th, you get 1 point.
And then don't forget about eliminations, Zeke. 7+ eliminations is going to get you 3 points, 5 to 6, 2 points, and 3 to 4 eliminations will redeem you 1 point. But there is also the big bonus where you receive 1 point for each elimination after 7 eliminations. But on top of that, not only are we giving you a point, right? But you're going to be able to redeem $7.5 thousand for each elimination after the 7 eliminations. So point and 7.5K.
That's huge. So not only, let's say if you drop a 10-bomb game, you're going to get the 3 points from the Victory Royale, 3 points for getting the more than 7 eliminations, and an additional 3 points per point, and 7.5K per each of those additional eliminations.
Yeah.
It's a big bonus week if I've ever seen one in my life. We hope you guys are at home already. Don't forget to hit us with that hashtag Fall Skirmish. Let us know what you are excited about. Big bonus. It's going to be nuts. Talk about Myth, how incredible he is. Again, if you're not following him, please, you need to check his channel out. He's incredible. We also have a long-standing history, you and I.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've known you since the days of Paragon.
Oh, yeah.
Back then. That was so long ago.
Should be mains, baby. Unite.
But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are hopping into match number 1 of the day. Don't forget, again, this is the European scene. We've got 6 games coming your way today, and then 6 games coming in your way later from the North American scene. So here we go. Battle Bus has launched. What do you think, Myth? Do you think there's some key places that people are looking to land right now?
So I think this is actually, I think it's a pretty good glide for it to talk about is I think Wailing Woods is the first thing that kind of pops open on my eyes. It's recently something that's been a spot that's been changed, I suppose, and it brings in a lot of opportunity for not just one team, but multiple teams to come out of there successful, contested or uncontested. Some teams might leave early. They might just farm 1K wood, leave early if they drop like the lower side of it, and then there you could drop, you know, edit building in the top right corner or the 2 other cabins on the top side. So I'm going to be interested to see who plays Wailing, and I mean, the floating island is actually over Wailing. So not only do you have the rift rotation, Zeke, you also have the floating island rotation too. So there's multiple opportunities to get out of there if you need to, but we'll see your people fall over on the map.
And as we start to see people start to kind of pick where they're going to go, I agree, man. Look how many people are heading to that northeast corner. Again, you touch on it. We got the floating island. There's so much loot to be had there, especially if you drop to that lower little tier with the 3 chests, and you can use that to rotate out.
Yes.
Should be pretty interesting, but right off the gate, man. Over to Apostle. And now over to Alliance Tyke, who is in an engagement against TTV Slug. Now, here's the thing. Early game. It's kind of a hard start, right? Taking a look at Tyke's mats, 17. He's got 1 build.
Yeah. That's a tough situation to be in, and you see Slugs is just hanging out. I think, to my knowledge, he only has that pump, and that's kind of a dangerous situation to be in when Tickle has a stack loadout that he's able to play with. And as you see, it works to his advantage because that engagement range of that SMG is definitely be able to, you know, you can take advantage of that distance when, you know, the pump just can't compete at that range.
Right. Over to, what do you call this place? I like to call this place Pueblo. Do you have a name for this place?
Westworld.
Westworld? Okay. All right. Yeah, we've heard a few different ones.
Yeah, there's so many unofficial names for this place. But I just see two people dropping there, Jacob and Isaac. We're going to see how they play out the situation. Jacob is definitely aware of Isaac. They're both aware. Oh, no. Actually, Jacob's aware of somebody else, too.
I like his loadout. He's got the long range. He's got the dual pistols for that closer to medium range if he has to rely on them. And then, obviously, that heavy shotgun. And the grappler.
Yeah, I think if there's somebody to go freaky in this place, it's definitely Jacob. I mean, he could just go off with that grappling hook right now and just get an insane angle on somebody when they're not expecting it. But we'll see what happens. Tries to go for some shots, not going to get the pick. Decides to go for a high ground here really quickly. Smart decision. We'll just see how it plays out. 57 damage. He gets him ticked.
Isaac is running for his life. That was a huge bite out of his health there.
Definitely.
I'm pretty sure he caught Isaac off guard because he was kind of hugging that tree on the left side. And then as soon as Isaac went into the building and came out, Jacob started cracking shots. And now
they're just going back and forth. Jacob wants this pick so badly. He knows how low he got him, right? And he knows the only thing he could have gotten his health up with are like minis in that time possible, right? He didn't have enough time to bandage, so it's going to be interesting to see how Jacob just finishes out this kill.
He sees Isaac in the other little house.
They're just going back and forth after one another.
Oh, he goes for the ramp play. Ooh.
He's so low.
I feel like instead of putting the ramp, he should have just gone for the shot. He was right there.
Listen, man, I would just pickaxe right above his forehead and just go for it. Maybe not. It's not the smartest play, of course, but
going. Oh man! No, he says, Myth, is this what you want? You want me to go in on him? Okay.
He's listening in, dude.
Taking a little bit of time to farm, a little extra mats.
This is dangerous, Zeke. This is dangerous with how long this engagement has taken. We need to take that into account, the fact that this has been an engagement that's lasted well over 30 seconds and is now hurting these guys more than it's helping any of them. Although Jacob did pick up the elimination, he's put in a position where he's going to need to still farm materials in under 50 seconds before that zone moves.
And that's outside of anyone rotating in.
Exactly, it is. If he's not encircling, it's going to be tragic. But we do have a replay by Tinny eliminating... Sorry, I don't know exactly who that was. Gambit, actually, going into a house, taking out Alliance.
Ooh, he went down there. And now we're over to Retail Row. The Pain up against Miss Rage. Oh, he actually gets hit in the back, taken down by Harmy. Now Miss Rage is like, oh, loot.
Yeah,
well, thank you.
And Harmy's just like, get it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm not still watching. What are you talking about? There you go. You can see the shots coming out, but Miss Rage is very quick to put up the walls, but still gets cracked, unfortunately. Now, Miss, something that you kind of touched on as we were kind of leading up to this is loadouts.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so basically something that I want to bring to the casting deck, and as somebody with like no casting experience, I think the biggest thing is that I just want to put some highlights. Ooh, Miss Rage getting taken out by Harmy. Harmy picking up 2 kills early on. That's, oh no, yes, 3. Okay, so nice. He actually took out somebody. I'm going to guess he dropped Poverty of Retail and ended up taking out somebody there. Those are the houses on like the southern side. But yeah, like we were talking about, I want to introduce basically some knowledge on loadouts, loadout awareness, and what people could do with certain loadouts and drafts getting taken out there by Jamside. And that's what I really want to bring in. I want to show people how certain loadouts may affect your late game decisions, how they may affect your mid game decisions, and just overall the game in general. So that's something that I hope to bring here during the cast.
Absolutely. We'll touch on all that more as this game unfolds. But like you're saying, man, yeah, Jamside picks up an elimination. We're down to 63 players, so it looks like people are really looking for these eliminations.
Yes. Yes. And here we got a build battle between Fate U and Windstrike Mesh. Mesh has the low ground, going to play for the high though, trying to get some spam in. Fate U doing anything he can to get these tack shots on. He has no mats though, it's tragic, and Mesh wins with like, what, 10 HP?
That was, yep, pretty much that. Now over to Mary Gaming, who's in an engagement. Now Mary's in a pretty good spot, right? 2 med kits, got the extra mini. Now, not looking great as far as loadout goes, just a shotgun in that mid-range with the SMG.
And this is a fight that's going to cost both of these guys, as we see here, where the material count on both, I couldn't imagine it's that good on his opponent here because he has 170 metal that he's working with here in this situation. They probably both got into a fight, dropped near around the same area, but he is going to clean him up. I would be interested to see how many mats Mary picks up after this. Yeah, 300 going into the first circle. Not the best position, but he did get that elimination. We could see that turn into something further into the game here, and he's going to go right back to farming because he knows he needs it.
Let's check out the current scoreboard. So look at this. Harmy finds another elimination in the time we were away from him. Now that means he's got himself 1 point. Don't forget the thresholds are 7, 5, and 3 rather. So Harmy's sitting on a point. Looking pretty good. Win strike not that far behind. Look how many players already have 1 elimination.
Oh yeah.
Those big bonus, man. Everyone wants a big bonus right now.
Most definitely. And as you see, Mary doing the most to get as many mats as they can going into the oh, this is for the person first, Harmy.
Yep.
So far, 4 eliminations. That's where he picked up his last elimination in retail row. Pretty clean kill.
Harmy's looking pretty good right now. Now we're over to Archangel. And so don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this is the spectator client we have. This gives us information and insight. So if you look at the top right, you can actually see other players on the minimap. Now keep in mind, they can't see that. We can see that. So Blood just flying around right now, using those shadow stones.
Oh yeah, I love seeing players use shadow stones, especially when they are trying to establish a position or get further than they originally would have. I think that one thing that's been kind of consistent with the previous season and this season is that we've had these utility mobility items on the map, you know, before as rifts, and they were kind of populating the map, and now we have the shadow stones that allow these players to make a rotation or get further than they would have before, with of course the risk of they're put in a situation that's a little bit, you know, less favored. They can't shoot back, they can't build while in that mode, so there's a risk reward there, and I think it's definitely worth if you have the right player that knows how to use it. And as we see, he just got mad distance with being able to not take any damage from the opponent. So
now look how many players though. There's a lot of players around here, Myth. One thing I saw, his mat count is very high. He had like 900.
He was solid. The only thing he's missing in his loadout was a shotgun.
Ooh, okay.
And I think that's the one thing that he's probably just trying to find right now. But we have, oh, here's the map actually, and we see those players coming in from the northeast corner. People starting to make their way closer and closer to the circle before it moves in. And big things to kind of point out here is there's 1 player tilted towers, and a lot of the pressure in this upcoming circle is actually not on the west side of the map. The west side of the map is a very low pressure area. The east, north, even the south area has a lot of players coming in and are going to be doing, you're going to be rotating in from those positions. So anybody coming from the west is going to have a good rotation coming in, a free rotation essentially. There we have Fly Tinny making his way in this build fight. Not, you know, the greatest amount of HP. Wiki could play, or sorry, Wickacy could play low ground here phenomenally. He doesn't really, as you see, he's not really trying to go for high ground. He's trying to get that spot and go for that shot. But he gets ticked here. I think he's just going to play a little bit slower and get his HP up before he makes a mistake, because he does know somebody else is around. They were shooting at the build. So you don't want to take that third-party opportunity. Both of them are going to disengage.
I think that's really smart, especially like coming out, you know, you're making a lot of noise. You know there's people that are definitely rotating in, especially this is new safe zone.
This is Divot. This is Divot of all things. You didn't listen. So one thing I pride and always talk about is Divot. You do not want to be in Divot when that tier 1 circle comes in. You don't. Plain and simple. And it actually, it like kind of shocks me that I'm seeing this many people. What do we have, Zeke? 2, 4, 6, 8 people around Divot right now. 10 people around Divot, not including Castle Rock people, because, you know, they're chilling, they're safe. But that's insane. And here we go, La getting into a fight with Hopek. Just a little shotgun battle here, back and forth. La is looking dangerously low, though.
La on nothing. He could not follow up, and Hopek there takes him down. But now immediately starts getting third party, right? There's other members all the way around. Yeah. You can see 2 people just north of him.
There's 2 people, and I think Hopek, sorry, is in. Oh, they actually rift to go out. So they're smart. They're all. Oh!
Not fast enough.
No!
He had to go right when he heard it.
My heart. Dude, that's the worst feeling.
When it just disappears, yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about that rift to go, though. Those 2 players are going to be able to set themselves probably in a pretty good position for this upcoming circle when it closes. They're going to have a higher chance of being in that next circle and put them in a position where they don't have to take a rotation. They might have dropped Salty. I don't know exactly where they dropped or where they ended up landing. But not having to rotate past that divot that has 10 people around it is going to be huge for those few players. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see them late game, actually.
Dude, look at the new safe zone. It's pretty much almost entirely in divot and a little bit north side of Salty. So like you're talking about, people have to start making these rotations. So what's interesting is Salty is very congested right now. There's so many players that are within Salty. Look how many players are down south of it. Even on that eastern half of the map, you've got people that are near Reach that are going to start rotating into divot. So what, from just your quick glance, what looks safe? What's a safe rotation from like which angle could you take?
So we talked about it before this circle even closed. That west side of the map, whoever's playing the west side right now is going to get a pretty clean rotation in my opinion. It has the least amount of players. There are players playing high ground, but as you see the hill that's north of that corrupted area, they're going to have to push off of that area when that zone closes. The only real threat to the people that are pushing in a west side are the people Castle Rock. There's 2 people, I'm pretty sure, Castle Rock, but they're probably worrying about each other, not the people rotating in. So we're going to see how that plays out. That's going to be an interesting part of the map to keep an eye on as those people from the western side of the map start to move in. And I think now is a vital time that we should start paying attention to people's loadouts, the amount of mats they have, because going on forward, we're going to see how people change up their gameplay going into late into this. And it looks like Jamside is making his way through his pick, trying to get an elimination here in any way possible, but his opponent's going to disengage very quickly.
Down below, looks like it's DK. But look, Archangel hears the shots. Even there was someone over there in a 1-by-1, 3 grids high. There's a lot of action happening all the way around them. I mean, Jamside just trying to close in. That's a grenade. There's a grenade close by. Jamside finds DK. That's 2 eliminations. Again, ladies and gentlemen, he needs 1 more and he can find himself a point on the board. And there's still 49 players left in the lobby, man. Let's check out this replay.
Was that the grenade play? Oh, no.
No,
okay.
This was his elimination coming out. Yep, leading into this. And now look, you've got Kingwin Skix here. Villex is right across the way. Again, just take a look how congested Salty is right now. If you're someone on the outside, it's going to be tough. You almost don't even want to go in because of how many people can just edit a wall, take free shots.
Agreed. And I mean, you could try to make, you know, something. You could try to create something out of that chaos, of course. If you do see an opportunity where 2 people are skirmishing, like those, like the fight that we've just seen within the 1-by-1, that could be your opportunity to be like, hey, those guys are distracted. They're not going to be looking at me. Let me go see what I can do. But big rocket launcher shot taken from Jamside, and I mean, he needs 1 elimination to get into the points. Was that a grappler from Mark?
That was. You see his reaction time? He heard the grappler, but was like, double walls.
Yeah, no thank you.
I'm good. That's like the perfect counter to, well, this is my opinion. To counter grappler is you actually underbuild by 1. So whenever you hear someone, they start going to the grapple, you literally just build 2 walls in front of you.
Yeah.
And now you're where you would have been originally, and then you just say, like, nice try. You wasted a grappler shot. I know where you are. If someone's watching us, they can take shots at you now, not me.
Yeah, there's definitely counterplay to grappler, and there's some sort of, I think personally that there's this like art when it comes to like grappler play. Although it's simple to use, the timing to where you really use a grappler when it's effective and you catch someone off guard is the difficult part of like really being able to utilize a grappler.
Right.
Because if you just, I mean, to an experienced player, if you're just going up against an experienced player and they know you're going to grapple, they know you have low ground, they see your position, right as soon as they hear that sound, like we've seen, they're just going to go for the cover up. But as we see 1 minute till this zone closes, we see people just trying to make their way forward. Mark getting an early position in. Skix trying to pressure an opponent as well, while another person is rocket launchering them. It's going to be, oh, it's Fenos.
Still alive, still moving around. He's closing in. He wants Skix. He's like, look, I'm going to take this opportunity. I need 1 more elimination for a point. I mean, so take a look. He's got a lot. Mats are great. He has basically 3,000 mats. Unbelievable.
And a rift to go. Listen, Sven, that was good. I like that. Using the rift to go to get out of that position, knowing that there's an extreme amount of people like playing salty and knowing that that rotation is going to be tough. I think this is a smart rift to go. He could have possibly made it in without using it, simply because of the amount of mats he has, but of course there's that risk reward of, do I want to use those mats? When instead he could get this position and actually just play for those eliminations, get that point that he needs to get, and get himself in a really good, vital position for late game.
That's right. I mean, hey, look, you're trying to be efficient, right? You're trying to save mats, because one thing we've noticed, man, is late game, you need mats. That's very important. You're either going to build a sky bridge and have nothing, or you're going to, you know, have that low ground, have a ton of mats, you're going to be in a good position.
With 5 eliminations.
Myth, that's 2 points.
Yes.
Hitting the board here in game number 1.
And here he has over 1,400 mats going into this final circle. He is in a healthy position, 7 rockets. His loadout's phenomenal. The only thing that he's basically missing on is HP. But if he could get a pick with that rocket launcher, if he could find somebody on this rotation, I mean, he's in zone, he's safe. If he could find something to shoot at, and if he could eliminate them, he's going to really be in a good position to play low ground in this upcoming circle, because I don't think that he'll end up playing high ground with this current position where he settled himself, you know, within divot. Yeah,
and another thing you got to consider too is Army's 2 away from activating big bonus, right?
Oh yeah.
He gets 2 eliminations, he gets the 3 points from the 7. Any elimination after that is considered a big bonus. That's 1 point per elimination. And 7.5K coming out of, I mean, it's huge, man. But Mary Gaming says, not today, friend. You've been on a tear. It's time to shut you down.
Yeah, and for Mary to make that push at that moment with that circle, he was safe. He was safe for this rotation on the circle. They all dodged a bullet. And Mary just was like, that's that aggression that we see out of this big bonus mode.
Yep.
Is Mary didn't need to go for that, but guess what? He wants that elimination. I'm sorry. Yeah, they want that. They want those eliminations, and they are going to play for them when they can.
This also sets up Mary, because now we've got the rocket launcher, right? Take a look at the SMG upgrade, all those mats as well. She only had 8 wood coming into this, so all in all, that aggressive play pays off, and now 1 point away from, or 1 elimination away from earning a point.
Most definitely.
Myth, but look at this mini-map at the top right. 36 players left alive. Look at the congestion. Look how many people are still trying to rotate into just getting into the safe zone. We're about to see some major fights break out.
Yeah, and I'd be interested to see if we see some of those Rift to Go, some of those launch pads start being used. We just actually heard one, so it would be interesting to see where these people land. Do they want to land? I could assume they would land toward the south side of the circle, where they don't have to deal with all the congestion from the people rotating inside a divot. But I mean, there's even, I would say there's just as much congestion on the south side of the circle with people. But being in that divot is going to be tragic. We hear shots all around people looking for picks. As you see Saiba just looking for whatever they could get.
Yeah.
You know, he's editing his windows, looking for these people running around, maybe find someone that's not building, trying to conserve mats. Sees actually Bowman going to take a few shots, shred some shield. Bowman's going to get those minis back up and redeem them, but he isn't. Here's the thing about, the trade.
Saiba out trading them there. Look at that. They've got extra minis, so he can just top himself off. He's like, let's trade again. Open your wall up. Let's trade again.
Yeah, and like I was gonna say with Saiba, we could be seeing this amount of aggression from him simply because of the amount of materials that he has. This isn't a good amount of materials, and it looks like this circle is going toward that hill just east of Divot, just like southeast of Divot. That's the hill toward like Poverty, and that's going to be crucial this upcoming circle. If you have Rift to Go's, if you have any way to get on top of that hill before these other players can, this is when you're gonna do it.
Right. It's gonna be interesting too, because that's basically a funnel. You're literally funneling up a little ramp here. Circle's moving. Here we go. Look at the grapplers coming out. Everyone's like, nope, I'm not gonna fight right now. We're just gonna, the rift opening up the wall there.
That is so big for Saiba's success this game.
Look how many people have the same idea, just like you talked about, Myth. Let's use these Rift to Go's. Everyone, don't worry, guys. Let's get there first. Then we can start engaging again. But already the lobby is down to 21 people. Lolito has gone down, so has Gandalf. And currently Rojo's sitting with 4 eliminations because of that. People there didn't stick the landing. Heisel is down as well, down to 17. Look how many people, they're all scrambling, Myth.
But look at what my boy ZW has in his back pocket.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
So here's the question, when do you use it?
Well,
you think like get to safe zone and then drop Fortress?
I would say use it on the next circle. If he's in circle right now, he has a position, he's fine. But as he needs to make this next rotation, and maybe he wants to make a play for high ground, maybe he just wants to have a really secure low ground, that's when he would detonate it. I wouldn't necessarily use it now. It wouldn't be as beneficial as using it in this upcoming circle. And as you see, he didn't use it. He's playing it out patiently. But we see Yoshi actually with another Rift to go. That's going to be big to keep an eye on as well, because, yep, he's going to pop it.
He just popped it. You just heard it. Take a look at Svenos's mats. He's been very efficient, only using up the entirety of his brick, which isn't bad. So that's plenty of metal and plenty of wood here going into these final few circles. Wedge is one elimination from that second threshold. We see a lot of players with 4 eliminations on the board. Now here's the thing, Myth, right? Now we get the new save, so we're going back north. We're going back inside the divot.
Yeah,
so
partially,
not only,
I think halfway, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep, so now we have to basically go back over builds, right? People have already built their way up here, and now we're moving our way back over these old builds.
Correct.
Paf taking a shot, though. Oh, he's in the storm. Get out of there, Paf. And I think this is ideal, right? You try to make into this safe zone currently, you make it in early, and then you just try to third-party anyone coming in, try to take shots.
This is going to be interesting. And I say this because the players playing high ground, you're gonna see this. You're gonna see them try to retain their high ground over and just sort of edge in if they have the materials to sustain it, of course. And I wouldn't be surprised if we've seen Zwet just, oh, he's actually gonna just contest the high ground. He's not going to be able to do it, and I think this is going to be the zone where he does pop that. If he could get into the low there and just...
He did not stick the landing.
You know,
he is down.
Listen, myth damage is definitely something to be afraid of. Yeah. But onward, we have Marky, and it seems like he is the owner of high ground right now, if I'm correct. We've seen him glide over, and that was it. Oh,
there's someone right behind him. Did he see him?
That's scary.
He cracks it. No way. It's wind strike. Sif goes down.
3 players remaining. This is it.
Oh, dude, Myth, he's got no more builds. That's it. He only has the grappler.
Yeah, and neither does Saiba on the low ground. So this is gonna be very interesting to see, because you have these 2 players on low ground. You have Marky trying to spray and trying to cause some sort of contention between these 2 people. And as we see, they do pick a person that they're both going to focus on. One of them, unfortunately, doesn't get the better end of the stick, but Marky making his way, trying to get this elimination, and he pulls out the W with 5 eliminations.
That is huge. Congrats to Marky, clutching up game number 1 of the European Games. Again, he's got 5 eliminations. That's going to be 2 points hitting the board, with 3 points coming out from the Victory Royale. Let's take a look at how this went down. So like you talked about, man, he just maintained that high ground. He let those other 2 players fight it out. And in the moment that they start to fight it out, he's like, hey, I'm just going to join in. You guys have already fought this out. I'm just here to clean up. Yeah,
just let that aggression play. And something that I want to point out, and I think that was super interesting, that match, is Saiba. He was not necessarily in the greatest position material-wise or anything like that, but he utilized that Rift to go. You remember that Rift to go that was popped that he broke into and ended up taking? That I personally think that got him 3rd place, I'm pretty sure. He was 3rd place, correct?
Second. Or 3rd, yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah. So he's 3rd. And that, I think, was so crucial. That rotation, deciding, hey, I'm going to just use this guy's Rift, and making as much as he can out of it was so big for his success in that game, and I think put him on the board.
Absolutely. I mean, like you talked about, he just waited. And what was interesting, once we saw him use it, it was behind a wall. And then you see everyone kind of running away, and he's like, that's a Rift. I'm just going to use that. Pop shoot immediately and just floats his way into 3rd place.
Definitely.
You like to see it. Now, coming out of that game, we'll take a look at the highlights from this last game. What do you think? This set the pace kind of for the day, which I kind of appreciate.
Yeah, it was a fun game. I think it was something that it was a unique circle in the fact that it was so divot based, and there were already so many people playing divot that it turned into a very difficult situation for a lot of these players playing divot, and it churned up to, and we've seen like a lot of these players that were playing that weren't necessarily in the middle of divot, that had the rotation utility that they needed, like the launch pads, the Rift to goes. They ended up being in a better position. Harmy rotated from Rita, from Salty, I'm pretty sure initially, and he picked up an insane amount of kills toward the end of it. He ended up, I think,
5.
With 5.
Taken out by Mary.
So it just worked really well for the people that had the means to get out of that type of situation. Marky came out with the W.
There you go. We still have 5 games left to play for you guys at home. Don't forget to use that hashtag Fall Skirmish. Let us know how you're enjoying the games. Also, rep your favorite club. Obviously, talk about Myth. Tell us how he's helping you level up your gameplay. It's going to help me level up. Actually, you helped me with keybinds. Which when I get home, oh boy. You best believe. All right. But yeah, we got another game heading our way. So one of the things I thought was really interesting is that I don't remember who it was. They dropped with the Porta Fortress, didn't stick the landing.
Yes. Yo, listen. Wouldn't it have been sick? Just like absolutely insane if he just threw it on the ground and just bounced on the tire.
I think they were caught off guard. Like they were like,
definitely.
I didn't stick landing. Is it too late swap?
It would have been insane though.
It would have been really good.
And
here's the question though.
Yeah.
So the fact that he didn't get to use it, do you, in your opinion, do you think it's better to use something, maybe not in the most opportune time, but have the opportunity to use it, than not being able to use it at all?
I mean, definitely. You know, but here's like. It's a matter of just dealing with a certain situation. Did he expect to get dropped down there? Like that was super. That was like a super unfortunate moment. I know that's an extreme when it comes to this, but yeah, I mean, if he's getting pinched from 2 angles, let's say the situation played out differently for him, and he was getting pinched by 2 people in the middle of that in the middle of the match. If he were to just bop it down and be like, no, I'm not having it.
Right.
Like then it would have been definitely not the most valuable opportunity to use it, but he does use it to get out of a sticky situation that would have allowed him to live a little bit longer throughout the game.
Yeah. Let's also take a look. We've got a package coming out from Marky, the winner coming out of game number 1. I feel like Marky played a pretty stellar game, utilizing the mats. Now, we did see toward the end he did run out of mats, but I think what is really valuable is that he maintained the single grappler throughout this entire time. If this is a pub, I'm like, I have a grappler. Why not use it? But you saw he was super high ground, and he's like, I have to get down. He uses the grappler to engage on someone else's builds. He lands. He's like, cool. All these guys are behind me. They're engaging. I'm just going to clean up. That's it.
Yeah.
Marky takes game 1.
Yeah, that's clean. I mean, the way he maintained high ground in that game, he just, even with the people rifting, like we've seen people trying to rift and contest him, but he just made it like, no, like I'm watching you. Don't do it. And then even the players that did, he just asserted his dominance, just said, I'm just going to eliminate you.
Right.
So that's a threat, like from up above.
Yeah, we saw someone land right behind him in the storm.
Behind him and just
he took him down. He's like, not today, friend. Not today.
No.
So what do you think? What are you hoping to see out of, or rather, before we get into that, what have you noticed so far from EU that's different from NA? Now, granted, there's only 1 game.
Yeah.
We still have more games to, develop more and figure out information. But what have you seen just so far? Something, anything?
So I was really shocked by material count at the end, and that might just be a thing of, that just might be part of the big bonus playing into effect, where these players are going for those plays. They're going for that aggression where they typically wouldn't. So I would like to see, I guess, get warmed up with a few more games to really try to catch some patterns. And with this format, I think it's really going to shift up a lot of the way people play and what we typically see out of late games. And I mean, like we've seen at the end, that was an engaging ending. We had these 2 players fighting. We didn't have the labyrinth of stacks that we are used to at times, and I think that's something that we're going to see a pattern. We're going to see more of that, hopefully.
Yeah, especially with the current change of circle. Now we have to kind of move farther away. Now we also have the quad launcher in. We've seen the chiller added last week.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't see any of the quad launcher.
Yeah, so when it comes to the quad launcher, I played with it a little bit, and I'm actually super interested with it as an item because it kind of fills in that gap between RPG and C4. It's not insane. You can't like stack it and like get a free elimination basically. You have to use it in a way that makes it a bit more dynamic than both the rocket launcher and than C4 that we've seen before. That's why it's that like sort of combination that I want to see how people utilize it. I really want to see somebody pick it up and just be like, I'm going to try something trendy with this.
Yeah, there you go.
And see what I can make of it.
Look straight up and then fire volleys and then just wait for it. You're like, yeah, just build. No, keep building right there. 4 rockets on your head. There you go. Good luck, everybody else. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how that'll play out. So, man, again, we've got 5 games on the way. And then 6 games coming out later from NA. It's going to be an incredible day. But with that, we're hopping into game number 2. The battle bus is launching. Now, what I'm curious to see is the bus pattern coming out from this game. We saw south to north, but now we're going north to south, which is good. Okay, all right, let's take a look at the current bus. Now, what's interesting is we kind of touched on it earlier. Whaling Wood's probably a current hotspot, right? Especially with the floating island nearby. You've got all the resources as far as wood goes. You've got the floating island to make rotations, free loot. You even have access to Shadowstone. So right now, this is a pretty good place to land if you're trying to especially make rotations.
Yeah. We'll see where people drop here, and it looks like there are people dropping on the south side of the map, which I think is important. 3 people dropping tilted. That's pretty important to look out. We have seen some insane skirmishes come out of tilted before, and I mean, northeast corner of the map, like last game, it's going to have, you know, 6+ players, which is going to be insane. 2 people dropping on the island again, once again, and people making their way throughout the map, trying to get solidified early game. I think one of the key moments in solos is when it comes to solos, you could take that early game engagement if it doesn't last too long and be put in a decent position. And Sops has no HP.
Sandel, though, chug. They're like, hey, come back.
What happened?
I'd like to fight. If you could please not get too far away, Sops. I think another interesting thing we're going to start seeing, Myth, just like you talked about, we're warming up. It's only the first game of the day. Now we're in game number 2. Players, this big bonus. It's probably something in the back of their mind they're all thinking about. If I can get 7 eliminations, even just getting 8, that's an extra point and a $7,000 in my pocket. That's huge.
Yes.
The pain, though, he's in some pain. Looks like he has like 1 HP, just about.
Just got to get 1 shot on him. That's it.
There you go.
There it is.
He just angrily looks at him. carnifexed finds an elimination early on in the game. And he even has the half shields and the minis. Kinstar, though, here engaging carnifexed. An all-star goes down to carnifexed.
That's such a dangerous...
Woo.
That's such an unfortunate trade, and the reason why I say that is because I think Kinstar thought that fight lasted so long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of them has to be. They both have to be nothing. You know what I mean? But that just turned out unfortunate. But Jacob, 9 HP on top of over here at Westworld, trying to make his way out of this fight, but going to get low ground by Fade too.
Catches him with the angle there. Pretty good. Now he gets some extra loot. He gets a few extra mats. I mean, it's early game. They didn't really have enough time to get as many mats as they like. Now, what I like about this place specifically is all the mats available to you. And any moment you can kind of walk into any of these cots. You've got things like the little couch, the TV, the little, what are these things called? Cabinets. You've got like the bed, the chairs. This is all free wood that you can farm with 1 hit. So you basically walk into a house and you walk out with a bunch of free mats.
Yes, there ever a replay from Sandel. Cleans up what he started. Said, you're not getting away.
Said, no. This is my house. Nice try. Over to Blood near, though, the corrupted zones. Blood is a Fortnite. He's not a Lucky Llama, Myth. He's a Fortnite, though.
Sad.
Check out Paradise Palms. Currently a hotspot. You've got what looks like 4 players there. Porta Fortress used very early. That's pretty good, you know. It's a nice little, like, this is now all mine. Please leave me alone. I'd like to engage you.
But Jamside's gonna have to find a way, and Drafts they're both gonna have to find a way to make something out of this early game quickly. They've taken this engagement, and they're both kind of still lurking for each other during what I would call like the looting and farming phase of the game. So they both need to really quickly get back on track, and the fact that neither of them got that elimination was kind of unfortunate for the position that they put themselves in. And then here we got carnifexed sweeping up that elimination once again, and then taking out Kinstar. And then he actually picked up the shotgun that he just got.
Yep.
Oh, and then he got into
he gets another. What? Wow.
That is huge.
Okay. All right. Let's. Okay. We started off the game really strongly with 3 eliminations. That means 1 point currently hitting the board for them. But still 76 players. I mean, big bonus is probably they're like, hey, look, I'm only 4 away from big bonus. Let's get some more eliminations, guys.
Oh.
Ooh, Tyke though falls down. Now Tyke's not in the worst position, right? He's got the minis, he's got 10 bandages, but looks like whoever this player is not going to give them the chance. It's Archangel.
Yeah, and I mean,
he
Archangel's in a position where he has high, but I mean, if he doesn't heal soon, it could end up looking bad, and it might turn out to that. They're going to get into a little build fight with Arc taking the high on here, but I think yeah, so he does.
Wow. Archangel with the clean shotgun there. And now he's got all the extra loot. You know what's interesting? He actually turned that around. Yeah, he turned that whole situation around.
Like I tripped over my words in the middle of that. I was like, oh,
well, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
Archangel.
So Skosis and Zakabas are both in a wailing here, and I think they're accompanied by somebody else a little bit more northwest, but they're look like they're getting into this engagement in the new underground bunker.
Oh,
and if he has that rift, I mean, I'm not playing with those nades. They're too hot.
Yeah.
I'm out. Nice knowing you, cousin.
It's a tight spot you don't want to be in. Zakabas, I think, played that pretty well. He backs up, just keeps building himself ramp, building cover over the grenades there.
And it looks like that rift actually isn't there. I'm unsure if it's on the other side or if it's on that side, but I think that is the area where it spawns, and I think another player might have actually gone away with it. So they're here to fight. Like, there is no backing out of this. This is a fight until one person or the other gets the elimination. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they work these corners. And ooh, look at that like this slither of the wall going out, using his knowledge on that, just skipping through there. And they're just going to be back and forth for a minute. And here's the thing: they both landed wailing. One of these guys could have taken the opportunity to just leave.
Right.
And that would have been extremely valuable to that player, because instead of leaving and taking advantage of how rich Wailing Woods is in your resource economy, you're just taking this fight that's, I mean, we're looking at it. They're running in circles, essentially. And that's not what you want at this point in the game. The first circle is moving in. If both of you guys have to rotate in, you are going to be in shambles for this first circle. And you're going to get this elimination on the other player, but they're not going to have anything.
Yeah, take a look at the current mag count, even the ammo count, man. 17 slugs. On the other side, Skosis has 8 AR bullets, 5 left. He's used 3. He's got basically nothing, Myth. Zakabas hasn't fired a single shot. He's been super patient, methodical about this engagement.
Yeah, they're both playing it out really well, but neither of these guys have thought about the long-term consequences of this fight yet. And this fight has been happening for, I mean, we came into the middle of the fight. This could have been happening for minutes. I don't know how long this fight's
been a while.
But they need to get out now, or somebody needs to end it and hop in there 1-by-1 and take this 50-50 trade and just do it.
I think I also, oh, there's a med kit. Zakabas might just pick it up there just to deny it. No, Zakabas is confident. Yeah, he's like, I don't need it.
He's hyper-focused on this limb.
I appreciate both of their understanding of the space. You can tell they're both like how they're cutting corners, where specifically they're building. They're very comfortable here. Skosis, though, look, 9 slugs left. Zakabas is dropped. He's got 1 HP. He turns it around, man. He had 1 HP, basically no AR, 5 rounds, and he has a med kit. He claims the med kit on top of all of that.
That's a nice ending to that, I would say. But so something that needs to be looked at in Veins with a very clean elimination there. Something that's gonna have to be looked at is those even though he won that, right? Even though he won that, and the circle's actually in Wailing still, I think he could get a decent amount of mats back, but he's gonna be moving shortly, and Sven is holding the high here on Lonely Lodge. And Veins is terrified, I could imagine. But we're gonna see how they play out this situation. It seems like Sven is just gonna hold his high, not really play it too risky, try to get the shots in when he can. And Veins is just trying to do his best. I don't think Veins even wants to be in this situation. As you can see, he's starting to try to find a path out, trying to see if he can make any like effort toward confusing Svenas and getting him, getting Sven's eyes off of him. Yeah, and I think that's big. That's a good play. And you see Sven disengages. But here we have the leaderboard. We have carnifexed with 5 eliminations. He
finds another one, Myth. Look, he is 2 away from activating big bonus. If he can find 2, he's right on the threshold. And at 8, big bonus is active.
And he's not even in late game now. Look at his HP as well. He's healthy. I'd be super interested to see what Carnifex's loadout is right now, what his match are looking like with that much aggression. I would be so interested to see that. And here we have Lolito. Lolito versus Hopsec, trying to get into this 1-by-1, trying to clear that elimination. These guys, they skirmish for a little bit, and he knows that he's in there. He's hiding.
Trying to close in. Now, here's the thing. Kupik does have the med, so he can top off.
But look at this, Zeke. Somebody lurking around the corner. They want in the fight. They want to play.
Looks like it might actually be Yzma that's closing. It is.
Yes.
And
So
I mean, Yzma's poised here, right? They're just chilling, and not that far away, right? They're like, oh.
Yeah, Yzma's just waiting. He's
Yeah.
just. Oh, actually, so Yzma. It seems like he's interested, but he's not interested. But yeah, I think he's making the right decision to just go away, go farm, make that rotation. This kill's not that important than staying alive at this point.
Exactly. If you take a look, the storm is coming in from that north side. Yzma's like, hey guys, you guys duke it out. I'm living for long game here.
I'll get the person that has to run through the circle and ends up with 5 HP on the other side.
Yeah, that's right. And that's a great point, Myth, is sometimes you just have to ask yourself, is this engagement worth it? Is this, they've been fighting here for longer than 30 seconds like you talked about. At that point, with the storm coming in, you have to ask yourself, is this worth it?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to use all my mats. Look, Lolito now has nothing. He can't make any additional builds. Ammo's looking low.
Yeah, and he got the elim, but
was it worth it?
probably not.
We'll have to catch up with him later on to see if he makes it out.
Yeah, and here we have carnifexed.
Carnifexed.
Yeah, he's looking scary.
This is his 5th elimination, Myth. Let's take a look.
Oh, see that's you remember when we talked about grappler play?
Yep.
And using it when it's unexpected. Notices that his opponent's like building up and not really focusing on his position. Takes advantage, grapples, makes the most out of it in that type of situation. And carnifexed now is in a position where, oh my, like look at that circle. Look at his position and just relative to all the other players on the map. What does that say? Free rotations, plain and simple.
Right.
He's going to, if the circle shifts toward him, he's solid. If he has to move, there's so much free space for him to move into the next circle. And it's going to be interesting to see as it closes in here. It's about 5 seconds till it closes in. And this is going to be pretty big because this could determine a lot of very good. Yeah, and there it is. Look at, you could already see the route through those trees, through those houses just east of Salty Springs and like the sniper tower. He has a clear path in, right? And here he goes. He just starts moving.
Utilizing the corrupted zone. Now what's interesting is he eliminated that last player and they actually dropped a Porta Fortress. He opts to leave it behind, which is very interesting. And I'm curious to see how that plays out. But let's take a look at this replay from Eric. Finds himself an elimination there. This is in Salty Springs. And look, so this is Slug. So Eric was engaged, finds his elimination, but gets taken down.
Slug's taking him out. 8 HP.
They've got the meds. He's going to be okay.
I think those are the hardest deaths to take, in my opinion. As a player, like I'm just going to be completely honest. Those are the most difficult deaths to take. When you shoot somebody and they have 8 HP left, I'm like,
you're like, come
on, man. Why you got to do that? Could he just move to the left a little bit, let one more bullet hit your body?
Yeah. Over to Amar and Nova. Amar is, he's a veteran of the skirmish series, all in all. He's played, I believe, just about every week. And now he's sitting up on top of Nova. Down below, I mean, look, Nova's got a pretty okay loadout, you know. Missing all that HP, though. What are you laughing about, man?
I'm not laughing about anything.
Did you see the bush? Is that what it was?
Yeah. Listen, he could push and just hide in his 1x1 and like maybe he'll confuse him, you know.
He like cracks the ceiling. He's like, wait, you're not. Where did you go? I didn't hear an edit. And then he just fires back up at him.
Yeah. Oh, look, he's thinking about it.
Nova,
you see him?
use the bush. You have the bush. You brought it with you. He pulls it out again.
Oh god.
Okay, come on. Nova. Come on.
See, he's not accidentally hitting that button.
He pulled it out for a moment. He was gonna do it. There it is.
Yes.
He's popping it. Nova, come on. Just commit to it. Just commit.
Pros don't fake. Pros don't fake.
There you go. Right here. This. No. He's like, I can't do it. I want to do this seek, but I can't. Amar,
oh, that could have been huge.
He's got 29 HP. He's looking to do everything he can to survive right now, Myth. He's trying to disengage.
Looking grim.
Amar is like, no, man.
I'm telling you, dude, pop the bush.
You should have done it. If you had popped the bush, you might have been okay and lived to build another day, but...
that's what we all hope, huh?
That's... Can you imagine?
Bush plays... I mean, Tempo ended up doing some insane bush play last skirmish, correct?
Yeah. Even 72 Hours did.
Yeah, bush play's coming through. And here we have Hex, not looking, you know, the healthiest in terms of overall HP. Rocking double silent scar for the swag points.
Ooh.
You know, if you just get 2 ARs, it's definitely, you know, double the swag points.
There you go.
On that one, and he's built up.
You unload 30 rounds quietly, and then you swap and you unload another 30 rounds very quietly.
Of course.
The new
then,
meta.
Yeah, so he's built up fine. It looks like he's just trying to zone out Amar from coming into this circle, but he's just, it's not really oh, he's just gonna spray at it. Yeah.
Something I want to talk about. Check out his loadout. He's running double shotgun. This is something you and I kind of talked about a little bit coming into this. So obviously, double barrel's been super dominant.
Yeah.
Very strong, point blank. But here's the thing: if you miss both shots, running double shotguns, you can actually swap to that second shotgun, and then you can utilize that in those closer engagements. Now he is running the compact SMG as well.
Yeah.
So he's ready to go.
For sure. And I think this is a loadout that's been... I don't have an insane amount of experience with this loadout. And I think seeing it more often is something that interests me. Simply because I think it's something that's definitely super useful if you don't have anything to fill up that slot, correct? But if you have another medical item, if you have some sort of mobility utility item, I would, graciously take that over having another shotgun in some situations. Being able to last longer late game or make a push towards somebody and just, bop them real quick with that double barrel is something that could be extremely valuable. So I'm interested to hear and see how people actually use double shotgun, since I'm not completely in tune with how players use it or what they prefer it over or how they run it, but I'm open to the idea and interested to see how players use it.
Over to Ghost Camo. Now, check it out, Myth. He's got a Porta Fortress. I mean, besides that, Matt's looking pretty good. Ammo count, though. 90 AR, pretty good. 27 SMG. That's about a clip.
Yeah.
It's going to be about one engagement here. We'll have
Definitely.
to see.
I think Camo is in the position to get a elimination, get a pick where he needs it, and to pull himself ahead here. Having that Porta Fort could come in huge for him late game, where he doesn't necessarily need to play for the elimination either. He could just sort of remain quiet and then boom, be explosive during that really late phase of the game and change up the battle space entirely for everybody involved. And here we have Svenos actually sort of turtled up in his 1x1, trying to make his way, trying to get a pick, and off to Vaynes. 2 eliminations. Vaynes is really, really solid right now.
Yeah.
And I like Vaynes' loadout. I like the amount of materials that he has, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how he utilizes those shockwaves and the launch pad. He has 3 mobility items, 3 utility items that could definitely push him forward in a very good way. And carnifexed
still alive. 5 eliminations.
And Zeke, did he even take damage?
I
don't think he has.
I don't think so. Look at him. He's sitting pretty.
Yeah, the same 15 stack of bandages. He didn't have minis, from my knowledge. Maybe he eliminated one more person. He's used a bit of mats from now. But he was at 5 prior, so no, he didn't eliminate anybody. So he got into the zone from the west side. Takes a little bit of spray damage from up above on that hill, but he's just going to try to make his way edge closer and closer toward that circle and maybe try to go for an elimination with this rocket launcher if it's possible, because he's put in a position where he might need it.
But look how far from the zone he is right now, Myth. He's got to think about these rotations and how he's going to do it. He's got people that are just finding these angles on him, slowly chipping away at his health.
Yeah, if you look, it's him.
Oh, it's Vaynes. Well, that means Vaynes picks up his 3rd elimination, takes down the Titan that is carnifexed.
Yeah, and it seems, I want to say that Vaynes is looking to make a rotation for this next circle, but before, why play it early when you have something like a shockwave, when you could go for these eliminations in this circle and you're going to have the rotation anyways. So I think that's something that we're seeing Vaynes do here, and I think it's very, very smart, and it's going to pay off if he just plays it correctly, if he plays it out right. Getting sprayed from the back, though, is definitely an issue, a concern, and we're going to see how he plays out the rest of this. So maybe he'll just walk with these people and just try to stick with it. But if things get too risky, I wouldn't be surprised if we see just that impulse, or that shockwave nade come to use.
He's just being super patient about it right now, right? He's not really building too much. We see just a few ramps there. He's really relying on other people's builds right now, which I think is smart and efficient. Scary thing is, though, man, everyone is moving all at the same time. They're all scrambling, so the Vic, though, explodes freaky. Macau taking down someone. We're down at 32 players. If the Vic finds elimination with that cheeky trap, I'm going to lose. Oh, Amar is down, though, to Macau.
Vaynes gets taken out, too. That's unfortunate. So that's a situation where risk and reward, right? Because Veins was confident in the ability of taking those trades or getting and trying to get a few more of those eliminations. We see how aggressive he was on the people trying to push into the zone, and Hex getting taken out by Wiccacy. But it ended up playing out not in his favor, because guess what? He could have just shockwave and ended up in the zone safe in a little 1-by-1, and he would have been fine. But that, unfortunately, is not what happened. And we actually...
Ooh. Chewed up, takes down Macau. Now, Macau had 5 eliminations. That's going to be 2 points heading his way. So many of these players keep getting close to this big bonus, man. That's... You got to think, once you probably hit like 3 or 4 eliminations, you're thinking, yeah, big bonus, I'm in range.
To speak about it, that's a thing, you know? With big bonus being something, kills across the board are going to be higher, which makes it even more difficult for these players that reach that 5, reach that 7 mark to get that +1. So it's kind of like, you know, it's like a piece of candy. You know, you see, you're in a candy shop and mama tells you can't touch anything. You know, you can't have a piece of candy.
Right.
It's in your sight. But literally everybody wants it, and they're just saying no. You can't have it because guess what? I want it.
Oh my gosh! Take a look though. Heisel utilizing that launch pad like you're talking about, just to make these rotations, man. You got to find yourself in the safe zone. Now Heisel's mats pretty okay. 400 brick.
That's scary.
It's a little. That's like enough to maintain this current circle, but potentially move over.
Yeah, he knows it. He knows that he's playing for a pick. He can't just play safe right here. He's got to take advantage of this opportunity, and he does. Comes out big, picks up that third elimination, gets on the board, gets that point, and we'll see what he can make do with the new resources that he's just gained from that. It's going to be interesting to see how that affected his game overall.
That's right. We're nearing the end, Myth. 16 players remain. Vic is one of them. We got 3 eliminations.
It's go time though. Circle's closing in.
RPGs, Myth. 10 of them. Blood up top. Takes down Saiba. We're down to 14. Oh gosh, that's not the sound you're gonna be hearing. Explodes. Just grenades.
From up above?
Bouncing all around. You're like,
it's like, you know, have you ever been to like, you know, like an arcade?
Yep.
And you get a little game where like the coin goes all the way down. That's what that is, late game with grenades. And it's scary because you don't know where it's gonna end up. You're just like,
you just know it's bouncing. Yeah.
Please.
It's going somewhere. Heisel though, look at him. All right, so
great high ground retake with that.
There was someone right in front of him. I think it was smart.
That was excellent.
Yeah, he's just like, look, man, I don't want to fight just yet. I just need high ground. I need ultimate high ground.
Yeah, the situation, like the way Heisel just didn't even go for the shot. He just knows, he understands his priorities, and he's just making sure that he executes on them properly. And I think that's huge.
Ooh, Myth. I talked about it earlier.
Yes.
The quad launcher. It's currently in play. There you go, being able to fire several rockets. This thing is a monster. So
it's crumbling.
If you guys don't know what the quad launcher is, it's basically a rocket launcher that can hold 4 rockets at once. So you basically can fire 4 before having to reload. Myth talked about it earlier. It's a mix between the RPG and C4. So it's like almost like a grenade launcher, rocket launcher hybrid.
Yeah. And it, like I said, it played like you've seen Kama use it here, where it seemed to be super effective at taking out brick and wood. It's just like it's clearing out the area, and it's nice to see in that position. And it could have actually led to him getting an elimination if somebody did drop down. And here we have Boyer.
Boyer doesn't see the landing. He's got 7 HP
to get into the zone.
How is he still alive, Boyer? Camo finds an elimination on Blood. So Camo currently leading the pack with 4 eliminations. Myth, he could do it. He could potentially see a big bonus. He'd have to eliminate every single person, which is doable. It's a tall order. But look, man, Heisel maintaining ultimate high ground. And even take a look at the mats.
Super interesting note. Where did Heisel's AR go? Did he have an AR?
Maybe he dropped it. I don't think he had one.
Yeah, I'm interested in understand how his early game turned out. But as we see here, Boyer coming up big, taking out Camo. Heisel staying up above, playing the situation exactly how he needs to, just waiting them out, letting them fight down below, trying to create some chaos between these 2 players, but the zone is closing in closely. Gets in another elimination. And now it's just that 1v1. You're going to have to do whatever you can to get into the other players 1-by-1. Make sure you don't get trapped. He's going to play the zone a little bit. Goes for the pump shot.
He gets 1.
Gets it, and it's Boyer!
It's Boyer!
Boyer! Yes!
No way!
Yes!
Boyer coming up. Okay,
in my mind, when I seen Boyer with what he had, like 100 shield, no HP, I was like, my man,
My man,
Listen,
no AR.
The underdog story. Everybody wants one. Is he Lucky Llamas?
I will find out, and I will let you know. Let's take a look.
Listen, man.
Right now.
Boyer, please be a Lucky Llama. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I want.
All right,
now.
Myth, break it down. What happened?
Okay, so
I'm gonna look this up right now.
that was a game full of emotion, drama. It was excellent, and just to see how players played the situation out, how we seen people hold the high ground, beautifully and just understand their priorities, and then Boyer being in a situation that isn't favorable and just using what he can. Like I said, when he was getting into the zone, he's clawing to get into that zone. He's barely made it in. And just seeing him come out on top there just puts a big smile on my face. And I love to see games like that where, I mean, he didn't even have the low ground. And it just didn't matter. He still rocked it out like a rock star.
He did it because he's a dusty dog, Myth.
Oh.
He's very rambunctious and crazy.
Boyer.
Let's take a look at that
I still love
final
you.
moment. Dude, Boyer, way to clutch it up. That was just so much fun to watch. And, there was a lot of things happening all at the same time. There we saw someone up top. They drop down, break the build, and find another elimination.
Oh, yeah.
That game was crazy. That was only the second game of the day.
Yeah.
For Europe.
Yeah.
We have 4 more games like this, Myth. Are you ready? Are you prepared?
I don't know, dude. I feel like I've trained my entire Fortnite career for this moment, and I just want to make everybody happy. So, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready! Year in the making. Year and a half of the making.
There it is. Finally have him on the show. What do you guys at home think? Hit us with that fall skirmish hashtag. Let us know your thoughts. Talk about that crazy game. Boyer, man, that was a pretty impressive clutch. Also rep your favorite club. Talk about Myth, how he's helped you level up your gameplay. Now, Myth, any final thoughts? We're going to go to a little break, but any final thoughts before we do?
I'm just excited for more. Yeah, that match just made me love Fortnite all over again.
Yeah, man. And we still have yet to see a big bonus.
That's true.
We have 4 more games from Europe to see some big bonuses happen. Guys.
That's such a good point. I'm actually, no, you just got me stoked for the entire day. I'm ready. Like, my adrenaline just started pumping because, that's a good point. We haven't seen somebody reach that 7 and go for that 7.5K, go for that extra point, and I'm hyped to see it.
You know what? We're not going to go to break just yet. You know what? I actually want to see some of the highlights.
Yeah?
Let's do that. Because this has got me fired up, too, as well. I mean, so let's for example, someone like Carnifexed, right? Carnifexed drops Salty Springs, lands, and finds 5 eliminations to start the game.
Like,
here was his
greasy.
Yeah, so he finds 1, finds Kinstar of all people, then follows up with 3 additional eliminations.
Yeah.
He was so close to big bonus.
Definitely.
So close.
If there was one person that we were predicting was going to make it that match, it was Carnifexed.
It was Carnifexed.
And he had, you remember we were talking about his position and how he basically had a free rotation, and he made it into the circle, not taking damage, and ended up getting stuck in that position where he was getting sprayed down by a few people, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Man, I think we're gonna see some big bonuses happen. I think people are starting to warm up. They're like, all right, guys, look, we've had 2 games, we got 4 more to get this big bonus rolling. You know what else we've got for you? Current standings. Let's check out to see where players are coming out. Now, keep in mind, this is after game number 2. So Boyer right there leads the pack with 6 points. Right behind them is Merrick, Kingwin, Heisel, Carnifex coming in at 4th, and Wesh in number 5. No, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, it's 4 games left to play. And I mean, taking a look at the standings, man, even if you find yourself with 1 point, that could be enough to put you as, upward of that top 15.
Yeah.
Look at, so top right now, only 27 competitors have 1 point. So if you find 2, you're definitely top 15.
Oh, yeah.
And that could play a factor going into these next few games. Every single point matters, especially if you activate a big bonus. That could change everything.
Most definitely. Big. Oh,
I'm pumped.
I'm so ready
thinking
for
about
the
it. I'm getting hyped.
first big bonus.
Now, all right. Now we'll take a break. We're gonna do it. I know. It's only 5 minutes, Dorm. We'll come back. When we get back, we got more games heading your way. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to week number 4 of the Fall Skirmish. I'm Zeke. This is TSM Myth. How's it going?
Going good. I'm just making creepy faces at the camera and the people at home.
There you go. There you go. It's great to see you. Welcome back. If you're just tuning in and you're like, Zeke, what's going on? I got here late. I'm sorry. Don't worry. We got you covered. Let's talk through a few things. First off, let's talk about the format Big Bonus, where we're going to play 6 total games. We've already played 2, got 4 left. Victory L's worth 3 points. Placing 2nd or 3rd, you got 2 points. And then placing between 4th and 10th, you'll find yourself with 1 point.
That's correct. And 7+ eliminations will also get you 3 points. 5 to 6 eliminations will get you 2 points. And 3 to 4 eliminations will get you 1 point. Then there's also the big bonus system, which is what we're most excited for. And that's basically any elimination after 7 eliminations will get you 1 point. And it will also get you $7,500 per elimination.
Oh my goodness. Now keep in mind, this is before even placing. So during these matches, you could find yourself with the big bonus payout. And then after all the 6 games, you place and you're like, oh man, I'm top X. I also received that as well. A lot of opportunities here.
Yeah.
Now we haven't seen a big bonus yet. Come real close. We've got 5. 5 has been the highest so far. Again, we got 4 more games to play. I'm hoping to see it. We have to see it. Someone's got to deliver on the big bonus. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
We're gonna have a
First 2
great
matches, you know, the players just took their 5-minute break. They're getting warmed up. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
3rd game, calling it.
3rd game, right now. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Here in game number 3, we're gonna see the first big bonus of the day. Okay, that is TSM's Myth's prediction. Let's also take a look at the current standings coming out of those first 2 games. So Boyer finds himself a victory last game. So he's got 6 points, currently in first place. And don't forget, we've got 4 more games, man. These points, look how close it is. Just after the first 2 games.
I mean, just in top 3, we see, I mean, in top 4, we have all these players are fighting for 1 point away to get to the next level of placement. And I think that's big, and that's definitely going to motivate these players to try to get into these fights and force their way into that first position. You know, if you're 2nd, do you want to be 2nd now? You definitely would play it up a little bit riskier and early and try to fight for that position. So it's going to be interesting to see how players play it up in this upcoming game.
Absolutely. That big bonus has definitely made people a little more aggressive, which I think I really appreciate. Like, hey, more aggression. Big bonus. We want to see it happen. What about you guys at home? Do you want to see a big bonus? I don't know. You should let me know with that hashtag, Fall Skirmish. There it is. Also, rep your favorite club. Myth is a lucky llama. Are you a lucky llama? Let them know.
Better be. You better be.
We're all lucky llamas at heart. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. What do you think, man? We've got 2 games under our belt. We're gearing up for game number 3. Is there anything I asked you earlier?
Yeah. So
what have you learned so far?
So I don't think it's necessarily something that's an EU or anything. I think the big bonus definitely has impacted a lot of the play and has changed things up. But I mean, of course, we'll see when we see the NA games. But the late game circles, the final circle, has been so rich with just players fighting. And they go for the fight. And that's what it's been so far. And I really like to see that. And I want to see more of it. It's been really entertaining. Well,
let's see if we are delivered on this promise, Myth. Heading into game number 3, the battle bus is launching. Now, I would wager that people maybe don't know how good Wailing Woods is right now. So we talked about the first 2 games, man. Wailing Woods, right now, hot spot.
Definitely.
You've got all the mats coming out of Wailing Woods. You've got the loot spots and the floating island.
Well, yeah. So here's the thing. People are playing for it, but they aren't prioritizing what needs to be prioritized. You need to get in, get your mats, get out.
Right.
And it's kind of difficult in this type of format as well, because what's happening as well as these players, they know that players are dropping in Wailing. They're going to this spot, this spot, and this spot. And they're getting what they need, enough to fight, and then they're going for it.
Yeah.
But with that, they waste so much time in doing so.
Yep.
So I would be interested to see if somebody actually lands at it, and that is basically that little house northeast of Wailing, and then make their way in and try to go for some third parties and try to just clear it and sweep it through. Just stay away from the dangerous territory and just see that. So that's the strategy that I hope I see this game, and hope that the players that have dropped Wailing have learned from that, because I think we could see a lot of players come out from that and be in a better situation. But here we are in Tilted Towers with Amar getting the green assault rifle and a tack shotgun straight off the bat. 5 bandages, not bad. Grabs a pump as well, and he's just making way through this office building, getting his resources, getting his feet wet, and ain't nothing better than a compact SMG to do that, let me tell you.
He's ready to go, man. He's ready to start engaging. He doesn't have the shields.
Yeah, but he
boogie
has
bombs, man.
Boogie bombs early game.
Bombs. Woo! Look how many players. Zacubus is here. Artix. We saw dakotaz over on the right there. There's a lot of people here. Flush Factory, surprisingly, also currently a hotspot. So is Pleasant Park, Greasy Grove, even Paradise Palms right now. Seeing some action, but
yeah, and I think some players have actually learned from last game as well, where we see in Wailing Woods there's only 2-3 people dropping in the actual woods section.
Right.
But overall, it seems like Tilted is a place of contention here, and there's going to be some good fights to happen there. And I can't wait to see how people play it out, along with some other positions on the map.
Finding the gold silenced AR right off the bat. Here you go. That's Zach was probably like, okay, sure, yeah. You want me to fight? I'll do it now. I'm good.
This was probably one of the. No, this is a fight in Tilted as well, and just pump shotgun gone.
There you go. iijeriichoii here as well. Can he take down Crabble? Catches them mid-air. Man, Haunted Hills is even seeing some action. Check that out.
Definitely, and here we have MZ with the new rocket launcher, the quad launcher. And I would like to see if he keeps it, if he decides to switch it out. It's going to be interesting to see how he plays with it for the rest of the game. But he's going to start finishing up looting the rest of that and farm it out. And then we'll move on to Flush Factory, where we have Mio and Svenos. And something that seems to be very interesting about Svenos that I've noticed these upcoming games, he's like, when we see him, he's not in the same spot. He's not landing in the same spots. It's a different spot almost every time, and I like that. I like that having that flexibility of being able to play the stretch or play these landings and having that sort of confidence is definitely a sign of a strong player, and it's going to be interesting to see how he plays out the rest of this tournament with that in mind. And here we have an overview of the map.
Oh, the shockwave grenade sending him skyward. That was a little unfortunate because then Mio was like, oh,
just took the shots.
I'm just going to, line this up. You're going in a straight line.
Sven might be in a bit of a risky situation. Those clingers are not fun to be around. But here's the thing. Sven's got something in his pocket. And you know what it is, Zeke?
What is it?
Double barrel. Oh. Yeah. So he's like, hey, listen.
Come down.
Yeah, come on. Like, push me. Let it do it. That's all he's waiting for. He's just waiting for him to make the...
Sees him. One.
Look at his HP.
Reload.
Gone. Forces him to use the med kit. He knows what he's got to do. Apply a little bit of pressure.
Now, this could be huge for Svenos. I mean, you saw he has 3 weapons, and that's it. If he takes down Mio, he'd get a med kit, he'd get Splodes, a little bit of ammo and mats. This could be huge for him, man.
But now it gets into that risky territory. See, Sven... probably trying to use the double barrel in this situation. It's going to be difficult against that tack. And actually he has both. So he's actually, you see Svenos actually wield his pump shotgun in a situation where he knows there's going to be a little bit more distance between him and his opponent, because he knows that effective range isn't as good as the double barrel's effective range isn't as good at that range.
And there you go. Tyovsky pushing in, and you saw he landed on the roof, and they tried to put a pyramid on top of him. And he's like, nah, man, you can't put a pyramid on me. I'm just going to phase through it.
Definitely.
Gotcha. Nice
rift
try.
to go.
Rift to
Hello?
go. He doesn't take it. Oh,
is there another player?
He thinks there's another player. Now, there's on the map, you can see not too far away, but I think he maybe thought in that one moment there's someone close by, so he was like, okay, I'll come back.
I'm going to need my man to go pick that back up, or else I'm going to have issues with everything that I know.
Yeah, with everything that you know. Wow. Artix, though, you see he was ready for the grappler play, puts the floor down, but Tom was like, well, all right, I also have rockets. If you could join me down here on this even playing field.
Yeah, right. Listen, man. Listen,
Artix.
Listen, we got a myth damage counter. Can we put it up on the stream? That's twice, at least. I like to see that.
A myth damage counter. I will consult, and we'll see what we can do.
We'll get production on that.
Yeah. Zypan, though, a Dusty Dog over in Retail Row. He's also got a double barrel. He's even so stacked, Myth, he has 2 extra half shields.
Yeah, this is looking good. The only thing that I think is a bit scary is these two other people here. If he just needs to take his time, just farm it out and get that mat count up, and then just dip. He doesn't really need to fight this or fight anything if he doesn't want to, but he's definitely in a position where if he wants to, like, he could scrap. And he just picked up 3 minis. Like, he's shielded out of his mind.
He's like, Light, would you like to engage?
Yeah, so taking an engagement at this moment for him doesn't really cost him anything but a little bit of shield. And why not? He probably knows he has the mat advantage over all these people, and it's going to be super interesting to see how he plays with these 2 other people in the space. But it looks like he's not really worried. Just going to play out.
Just chilling.
Just dip.
Yeah. I think that's interesting because he has, like you're talking about, he had the shield, so at any moment he could box anyone and he can out-trade them because he's like, yeah, I'll lose all my shield in this trade, and I can still top back off twice.
But yeah, with the circle already moving, all these players know that, hey, like even the guy that took the hunting rifle shot at him was like, no, we just gotta play towards circle, get in. Worry about y'all later. Yeah. I'll see y'all later.
I'll shoot once. If I pick up the ELM, awesome. If not, okay. I'll catch up in a little bit. Don't worry about it. See you then.
And with this circle, there's a lot of movement on the south side, the east side, and we have this lone warrior junction, and his only points of like contention are is the guy Haunted Hills, and also the person that's on the mansion Haunted Hills. So it's going to be really cool to see how the game plays out for whoever that is in Junction, just farming it away, getting max metal, knows he has the circle, he's safe. And it's going to be war for anybody else, and Rennick picks up a nice little elimination here as well.
Heavy shotgun for his trouble. Now, taking a look at the minimap, I was about to say, over at Dusty Divot, we've got things happening. Things are unfolding.
Zeke, remember what I said about Dusty Divot?
Remind me.
Don't be in there when the first circle comes. Like, straight up. Like,
gotta go.
Gotta go. It's go time. Leave. And here's, like, there's 2 ways to play it out. Like, yeah, there's a lot of farm there. It's high risk, super high reward. There's only going to be a few people that might come out of all this madness if things go down, if people do decide to fight. But this isn't as crazy as last game, for example. You know, we had 10 people minimum. And here we have an actual replay from Friedel in the storm.
Up top, wow, they had like 1 HP. That was a last-ditch effort.
Yeah.
That was a loot transfer.
Definitely.
So we get the new safe zone. It's up by Junction, just encompassing Pleasant Park. So all these guys in Divot, like you're saying, man, they got to start bailing. They got to make these rotations now. They've got about a minute before this safe zone starts to come in.
Avxry getting a clean elimination, actually, pushing into that 1-by-1 like a champ.
Look at that. He's another half shield. He's got the slurp juice.
Oh, man.
He's good to go.
Oh, man. Taboo just sitting here with his rift to go, his launch pad looking just, he's so ready for late game. That I don't, he's seen that the elimination go down snobby, and he was like, nah, fam, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm just going
to survive.
Yeah, exactly.
Taking a look at the current scoreboard, look how many players have 2 eliminations. Don't forget, at 3, we see that first threshold. That'd be 1 point on the board for all these players. We even see the Vic currently down. Cooler, Rennick still alive. Or I'm sorry, they're taking a look at, you can see like the green health bars. If it's empty, they're dead. So Svenos, he's gonna heal up. He's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
But he was hurting there for a little while. Actually, well, last we left him, he was at Flush Factory. He was engaged, so he actually made it out of that entire situation.
And he just died.
No! Caster cursed, it's a thing. Well, back over to Harmy. Lay, though, taking some shots.
Things are getting crazy, Divot, but they're making their way out. They know what they got to do. They know it's rotate time. But Harmy knows he has this man at, like, you know, he knows he has him at white, so he's just trying to get him. Oh, no.
He tried for it. It was close. And there you go. He secures it. Now, what's interesting is Lay actually popped the slurp juice. So, unfortunately, that's no longer. Yeah, it's not on the table. He was slowly healing, but Harmy applying that pressure, man. Locks it up.
Yeah, and Harmy, I think, will be the last person to get into the circle, to be honest, from that side of the map. So it's going to be cool to see what he could do to make his way into this. Listen, man, having to push across Loot Lake, like me as a player, when I have to make a rotation like that, I'm just like, yo, can we make this thing purple again real quick? Like, flick the switch, please? Please. But here we have Loya in just a position on the side of a hill, spraying down at some enemies, and Vane's holding the north side circle. And here we go. I think this is Carmo, right?
Yeah.
And he, I'm pretty sure, was the person that was hanging out in the northwest corner of the map, chilling, farming metal. And look at his mats, first of all. Yes,
good.
it was him. If you were,
He's good to go.
if we were second guessing it anymore, he just has to get out of this situation. And he needs to hit these grapplers right now to get out of this. And he does. That was good. That costed him a bit more. He was in a really good position to make late game happen, but I don't know. Like with that amount of mats, I don't know if anything could, you know, could make up for that amount of HP at this point. Yeah. And he has no more mobility. All he has are his mats, weapons, and whatever ammo he was able to scrounge upon early game. But he does. Did you just see that rift on Motel?
There's a rift
that
right there.
Is going. That might be his savior.
It might, but Tinny is there as well, so I have to keep an eye out for that. But Archangel here engaged with Sops. Archangel's trying to get the high ground right now. Look at his mats. He's just trying to outbuild this player. The RPG, Sops is bailing out. Oh, gosh. There's that myth damage. Can we get that myth damage counter? That's at 3 right now.
You only count it if they die. It doesn't.
That number would be so insane.
Yeah. You only count them if they die, because I die when I take fall damage. It's all or nothing here. You know what I'm saying?
It's all or nothing.
This ain't myth damage. Ain't some sort of side game that you could play on the weekends. Nah, you got to commit to that life. And we just look to the right of Arc, and there's so many people. Things are happening all above Loya, and she's just holding the high ground, just chilling, big chilling. And this is going to be tough for these guys, because there's a few decisions they can make. They could play on top of that mountain. They could decide not to play on top of that mountain, the one that's a bit north of them, or they could move into the zone now and try to make something of it. But they're all just waiting it out. They're all just everyone's at a home.
Yeah, they're all. I mean, Archangel here is obviously not. Wait, we talked about it. Camo comes on the corner. Look, he's trying.
Why are you trying to swim in a pool with no water, dog?
Diddy secures the elimination, and look, he's just gatekeeping that rift. He sees Vayne close by, and he's just chilling, man.
Yeah, yo, Tinny, the amount of nah, that's scary. That's just scary.
Yep.
Plain and simple. That's frightening, and I don't want to be around Timmy at all this game if I was playing. Because here's the thing. Here's what Timmy's gonna do, and good elimination by Novash, putting him on the board. Timmy, he's just gonna big chill on that mountain. Oh my God! Spike trap. He goes right through it. No, not getting taken out.
Evil One.
That was insane.
Yeah, Evil One said, I would like this elimination now,
Yeah, and he said, spike trap? What? Nah. Right through it.
Right through it. Look, back to Archangel. We saw him engage with Sops. So keep in mind, Sops was down below him this entire time. And now they're just finally engaging.
Give him that last RPG.
Did he clip him?
Nah, put a wall.
Man, that quick reaction time. All right, Sops, okay. Oh, he's minied right in front of him?
Oh, he's 4 HP. Listen, Arc's regretting everything that he's ever decided to do in these last few minutes.
The storm is also at his back. He's got to go. If
I love these fights. Mid damage? Hello, why didn't you work?
Sops, he has 4 HP. You're on whites. Come on. I believe in you. Inside
hey, I'm a laugh if they both died of storm death.
Oh, someone else! It's chewed up, finds the elimination with a rifle.
That's something you gotta worry about. People that are already in the circle that might just go for your kill.
Yeah, they're like, you guys are fighting?
Okay.
All right, I'd like to clean this up, please. Third party engaged. Now he's just trying to fight his way into the circle. Let's check out the scoreboard. We've got 3 players with 3 eliminations. Zypando looking pretty, he's a little beaten. He's a little bruised.
Got about 105 HP.
It's looking rough, but it's okay.
Yeah, he's close to circle. I mean, he's in a position where he doesn't really have to worry about the rotation, only being 10 meters away. That's not an insanely far distance to move. So he's basically safe by now, and we're gonna see how this next game turns out. And I want to take a look at the map, because there are 3. The map is basically cut up into 3 points at this moment. It's become something that I think is definitely worth talking about, where these players are split between the big hill. There's 3 areas people are going to play. The big hill, they're going to be playing the northwest side, that like hill of Loot Lake, and they're also going to be playing Pleasant Park. Those are all safe areas. Nobody wants to be in that low area. that low ground between these hills that exist. And so you're going to see people play toward that hill and just try to get there. But what's going to be interesting the most, I think, is who decides to play low ground. How do they play low ground?
Oh, the chiller.
Nice
he
try.
had the chiller to almost send him into the storm. He would have slid right down that ramp. And Zakubez is low. It's going to be enough. That is Evil1's 4th elimination. Dude, one more, he's at 2 points. But this, man, this is a great point. Check out the new safe zone. It is over by the hills, like you talked about, moving away from Pleasant. So now a lot of these players, they have to make this decision. Are we running all the way out in the open to the hill? Look, I mean, even looking at the map, SolAreMZ, he's looking out toward Pleasant. He's like, no, there's people there. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, do we want to play on this hill that everyone is going to be playing on? Or do we want to just stay low? It's such a difficult decision to make, and it all comes down to what you have. You could, and the next circle after this is going to be huge as well. And we'll see, I could predict Evelone might not go for the high ground. He might just play the edge, play the low side of the hill, and just keep it nice and easy for him and save his grapplers until this next circle. Because if the zone shifts north, everybody on this hill is at a huge advantage. If it shifts south, everybody on this hill is going to have to play off of the hill. So now you're in a situation where, hey, it's one way or the other. And whoever has the knowledge to make the fast moves, the fast decisions within these next 20 seconds when we see these zones move, is going to come out victorious and healthy at the end of it all. And Loya dropping somebody, getting herself on the map with 3 eliminations. Well done.
Now she's just got to make this safe rotation. Hopefully you can see she's hugging the shield wall here. And this is smart, man. You just roll up. People have their own build set up. You just build a 1x1. Just maintain mats. Oh, 200 medals. That's it. Okay.
Two people pressuring her from 2 different angles. Not looking good.
Ooh, the RPG there.
Something could come out of it.
Stop. Calm down.
Play.
Yeah.
And here we have the circle shifting, so it's actually a 50 situation. It's good for both parties. It's good for the people on the hill. It's good for the people that are not on the hill. And Zypan gets sprayed down to nothingness. He's gonna have to get back here, but Zedryn wants him.
No, is he? No. So I don't even know if he realizes he's down below because he's just chilling up top. He's just taking his time. Now keep in mind, he has no eliminations, Smith.
He has no eliminations and no ammo for his AR. He's good on mini and stuff like that, but he also has no mats. So we're gonna have to see some creative play out of him. But listen here, here's Tiny, you know, on top of the world basically, with his mat count, with what he has at his disposal, and
900 rounds.
Yeah, and as you said, you know, he took that opportunity when he had that rift and just went for the high ground, and it's paying off. He's definitely safe in his position, and he has basically a free rotation into this next zone, and he can just play for high if he wants to with his grappler. So that's huge.
We got 20 players left in the lobby. Not too far away from the last few circles in the game. Where does Zypan? Zypan has 4 eliminations. He's the closest right now to the big bonus.
He's the closest, but he's also the furthest away.
He's got a long way to go. Now
with that HP, man.
Yeah, it's not looking great. He gets chipped. It's okay. It was just a shield.
Just a scratch.
It's just a scratch. All right, he's got to hug this wall. He does not pick up that.
Oh, no, that's...
Storm ticks for a lot this late in the game.
Miscalc.
It's okay. It's all good. Okay, Zypan, no problem. Don't worry, we got it. But that means taking a look at the current scoreboard, a lot less players, down to 15. Okay.
I'm actually kind of shocked by the numbers of eliminations we have this game. With the people alive currently, the maximum amount of eliminations we have is 3. So nobody that's alive really is anywhere near that amount of elims. And we have Marky up top, just letting people have it, basically.
Yeah. Now don't forget, Marky's also coming in second right now with 5 points on the board. So he's trying to do anything he can to make more points happen.
Definitely. Listen, I wanna see him just like, you know, get on a staircase, ice trap.
Oh, can you imagine?
He has to get down here. This is so dangerous for both of these players.
This isn't worth it. You got to bail. Oh, it's not going to be enough. Nope. He waited a little too long. The slight hesitation there.
I thought it was fall damage. I was about to get excited. But not Storm.
Just Storm. 9 players left. We've gone down 6 players mid. This number is just continually dwindling here. Rojo of the Bush Bandits. He also has 4 eliminations. It's possible for him to act a big bonus. He'd have to eliminate 3 more. Okay, this is looking a little less likely.
Yeah, and I want to point something out where those players that didn't have to play off the hill were definitely, you know, able to make that rotation with a lot more ease.
Yeah.
They didn't have to worry about the 20 people above them or below them, right? The people that were just on the low ground decided to make that play are coming up big for it. And here we have Tiny, even though he was on high ground, but look at this. He's holding high ground with 650 mats.
Still
late
looking
game.
pretty.
Yeah, that's good, but that's not great.
Yeah.
Especially when people have RPGs. I mean, we could look at some of these people low ground and high soul coming in big. Tiny taking the the fight.
Finds it on Heisel. And now look, he's got a Porta-Fortress if he so desires.
Yes.
RPGs, a minigun. Take a look at Vanes, who's super low down in the ditch there. Avxry versus someone else. It's going down mid 5. Players left. He's got 29 HP. There you go.
And I'm pretty sure, actually, Tiny, compared to everybody else's mat counts, he actually is really healthy. And he, getting contested from 2 people, actually uses the Porta-Fort.
He's like, that's enough. That is enough. We are resetting everything.
Yeah, but here's
my fortress.
The circle's moving. That
no. Avxry's down.
Out of the sky.
Diddy is still up top.
Yeah.
How is... Oh, well, hold on. He's got the campfire. Okay, we're gonna... Oh, he's got to be super careful.
Okay. That could have been insanely dangerous if anybody were to look up, but he does it safely. He plays that out and gets from it. And you see, so the person at the lowest has full HP. He could play for the heal off. He could just decide to just wait it out, let the Storm tick him out, and just try to get some shots off on him when he can. This next Storm rotation, I think we might see another elimination, with that being the case with the amount of HP that both of these players have. Yeah. With the amount of mats that we did see him have, some of them are sub 200 mats, and here we see it. Vanes. 5 eliminations, making his way. Has actually 1,000 wood. Don't know where he got that from.
He's good to go,
Got it from somewhere, though. And
look, he's got 5 eliminations,
he just has to make it.
He's got 5. If he can pick up these 2, that'll put him at that final threshold 7. It won't give him the big bonus, but man, it puts him the closest so far.
Definitely. And I would, at this point, I would just try to that bounce.
Okay. I don't like that. He blew up his own build. Oh, and Titty takes full advantage of it. Wait, right? Yeah. Does he not hear him? He's medkitting.
No, he does. He got the medkit off.
This is not looking good for Tinny. He's got quite the hill to climb.
Oh, but
huge hit! Tinny lasers him down! Unbelievable.
That was played by Tinny insanely well. Getting the elimination mid-game there through that rotation. And then just holding high ground, knowing what he needs to prioritize, like I said, and just keeping it, and then finishing it off beautifully. He played textbook.
Textbook, 100%.
Textbook.
He just maintained high ground the entire time. He played very efficiently, very methodically. He didn't take any engagements. He didn't have to.
Yeah, think about it. He could have been extremely swayed by this big bonus and been like, yo, I got the mats, I have the ammo, I have everything. But he said, yo, let me recollect. Wait a minute. Let me just play for the W. I know all these players are below me. They're going to be going through the little eliminations, and they're going to get ticks off one another. So I'm going to just be Big King up top and just let it rain. And that's what he did.
That was good, especially saving the Porta-Fortress.
Oh yeah.
You talked about it, man. You have to try and find the most opportune moment. And he finds it. He gets pinched by 2 players.
Yeah, it's just like we talked about. Maybe that wasn't when he wanted to use it, but guess what? It was when it mattered. And it came. It was huge for him.
Right.
He was able to rotate to the circle off of it. The pressure was completely off of him once he hit it. Those 2 players were like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, so it was beautiful.
Yeah, man. That's beautiful. Match number 3 under our belts. Let's take a look at some of the highlights coming into that. This set a really nice tempo coming after the break. You know, people are warmed up, and you can tell, man, that
Solar, he used a rocket launcher like it was an AR, bro. That's mean.
Oh, wow. It fights 2 eliminations back-to-back. But yeah, man, that was super clean coming out of Tinny. Maintained the whole time, and I think you touch on it. He had so much going for him. He had 1,000 mats in each department.
He had like 3K.
He had, at one point, he had like 900 small rounds.
Here, look at, he had 900 brick, just eliminating what got him the max metal. But
right.
Yeah, it's same, like you were saying. He just had everything.
He had everything. Look at this. And I think you could tell here, he wasn't panicked. He was so focused, so lasered in on what he had to do. The other player didn't have any idea where they was. They got shot. They run around a wall. There's no cover to their left. And they try to go back around that same wall. And he's like, yo, dude.
It seemed like the other player prioritized the just waiting it out, right? And at that moment, when your opponent's that close to you and you see an opportunity, and especially you just medkitted late game, you know what I mean? That's huge. So if you have the full HP, right, you should go for that pick in that situation instead of just getting pressured by your opponent. And it looked like there was a bit of confusion on his end, but he unfortunately got eliminated by Tinny. And you seen Tinny, he was laser focused on just, it's time to fight.
Yeah.
Nah, there's no heal off.
He was so confident he even let that player medkit up.
Yeah.
He didn't. He's heard him medkitting, and you saw him delay. He was like, he's behind this wall. Go ahead. All right. Now you don't know where I am. I could be anywhere because I just eliminated someone else. That's huge. Coming up there for Tinny. So that means he gets 3 points coming out of the Victory Royale, 2 points because he didn't meet that 5 threshold. So 5 points will be hitting the board for him. That's going to be pretty game-changing. We saw, I believe, Boyer was coming out in first with just the 6 points after the Victory Royale coming out of the second game. So he's probably tied for second or third. We'll have to see once we have match standings. But what do you think so far, dude? I mean, I'm always impressed by EU, honestly.
It's been a lot of fun to see how their matches have developed. Like I should have probably watched a little bit of what like regular EU matches are before coming out here, because I truthfully think like the big bonus is changing up a lot. I watched a little bit of EU, and they would have the staggered late games at times. You know what I mean? And the big bonus is that's not happening.
Right.
There are 2-3 people in these final circles, and we've seen that consistently along these past 3 games. And with that, people are playing it up differently than they typically would. And I think that it's definitely exciting. It's a lot more engaging seeing that person just go for that elimination at the end and get that victory royale. You know, like that traditional way. Just give me your head. You know, just doing it like that, and that's what I like to see. So it's happening, and I'm happy it's happening.
That's right. Could be happy. We still haven't seen a big bonus yet, but hopefully with the 3 games left, we will. Let's take a look at the current standings coming out of that last game. So we just talked about it. Tinny coming up big, dropping 5 points in a single game. So he went from 0 to 5, putting him in third. Now Boyer still maintains first place with those 6 points. Marky's still in second with that 5. But again, man, look how close these numbers are currently. There's only single-point differences. Now, there is a gap between carnifexed and Heisel, right? So, a little more.
Boyer has to be looking at these standings right now, just being like, yo.
He's like, okay, we've got 3 games left.
Yeah.
Suddenly, you know, Tinny has an awesome game. He's not that far behind. I'm a little worried now. Now, again, you still haven't seen a big bonus, dude. If we get 1 big bonus, that's going to shake up everything. Because you got to think about it. Let's say it's even just an 8 elimination game. That's going to be 7 points that hit the board all at once. Because it's 3 from victory royale, 3 from elimination bonus, and that extra point on top of the 7K. Obviously, let's not forget about that. That could be huge. But man, 3 games left to go. We've seen a lot of impressive stuff happen. I'm pretty excited going into these next few games. I think also something I'm interested in is to see, you got to assume NA is probably watching these games and kind of saying like, all right, how aggressive are they being? How much is that paying off? Maybe they'll learn some things. Maybe they'll adapt. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Nah, I mean, I've watched the games beforehand. You know, I watched a few EU games beforehand. And been like, oh, that's interesting. No one's dropping here. No one's dropping. Some people are dropping here. People are doing this, that. They're taking too long to do this. So we will. I think we definitely will see NA sort of take some things that they've learned from EU's matches and try to adapt them into their own play. I mean, it only makes sense. So it's going to be interesting to see what they adapt, though. Will it be some of the early engagements? Will it be the way that they're playing mid-game? Because I think the one thing to take away from a lot of this is the critical mistakes that are being made in these early games. But hopefully they're not made into match 4.
Because here we go. Battle Bus is launching. Don't forget, for you guys at home, use that hashtag Fall Skirmish. Let us know how you're enjoying all the action. And let us know how Myth has helped you level up your game. But yeah, man, it's been super fun. We're hopping in now. So I've kind of been obviously casting these games for a little while now, and so seeing just this big bonus and how it's changed things up, I'm very interested, like you're saying, to see how NA is going to adapt, because I've already seen a difference in play coming out of that mid game. Oftentimes, typically, you see like mid game happens and there's like 70 people still left in the lobby. That's not happening right now. You have downwards of 30 players remain, and that just continues to dwindle as we get. We haven't even seen. We've only seen one final circle, I believe, in one of the 3 games so far, where it actually almost completely closed. Yeah. But before that, it's been second to last circle, I think, third to last circle. It's been pretty good. But now we're at risky reels.
Yeah, it's a good thing to point out. It's definitely something to note out. And somebody actually landed in the edit house, top right. You remember?
This is something you talked about.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see how that player sort of makes their way through Welling and how they play through it all and how they end up, you know, approaching their mid game. But overall, you know, it looks like a pretty even split around the map. Nothing too crazy or too insane. You know, you got your 5 to 6 people that are tilted as usual. But we have Rody over here with Yoshi and taking some shots from afar, getting the HP off. He knows already that he has the advantage on this player. He has the shield. Although Yoshi just found the shield, he might be able to turn around this situation and kind of play with Rody's expectations. It's going to be super interesting to see how Rody plays out that entire situation overall, though. And now we're back at Tilted. Tilted's always a little fun spot, man.
Right.
It's always a little bit of early action. It's nice to have right off the bat of a game. And here we, you know, Rizar and Kinstar are just, hey, look at that, they rhyme.
Rizar, Kinstar.
Yeah, they're both playing in L's, trying to make their way around, farm what they can. And man, listen, I don't like Tilted. I'll be completely honest.
Really?
This place is too scary. For some comp games, have you seen some stuff that's happened down here, bro?
Yeah.
Listen, like
it's rough out there.
It's rough because 3 people will be on top of you fighting, and you're just like, oh, you know, I'm chilling. Man, there's a replay of Rody versus Yoshi, and Rody makes it happen. Plays its high ground on top of that little shack and just owns it. This is Crabble.
Toma goes down over Lazy Links. There you
Great
go.
Elimination. Quick, clean, didn't affect his early mid game whatsoever. If anything, gained because he gets a med kit for free. You know, that's what you want to see, and you definitely don't want to see you running away from your point of interest at 18 HP and 50 shield. Yeah. Because that's scary.
Yeah, what happened? Dakotaz is low.
What happened?
Evil One is still like in the soccer field. Like, where'd you go?
He's like, I own this place, buddy.
Yeah, you can go ahead. I'll catch up with you a little bit.
Yeah,
Sorry though, catching up to Rody that was here in Risky Reels. We saw pick up an elimination.
This, in my opinion, is dangerous for Zary. It doesn't seem like he's actually gotten any shots off of Rody and doesn't actually understand the amount of HP that Rody has. So going into this fight, he just got a shot off on Rody. But guess what, bud? Rody has shield, and if you don't get that information before you take, I'm sorry, Rody, my bad. Yeah, if you don't have that information before you go into engagement, if you don't tap somebody and like, hey, he's blue. This isn't the right push because I'm not blue.
Right.
You should always assume everyone has 50 shield and go for and try to get that information beforehand and then play the engagement. So unfortunately that happened, and Avalon taking a really good engagement off, holding the high ground on top of the soccer field. Really well played by him. And here we have Rizar in a Portafort and you know, Tilted Towers.
Everyone's still chilling, dude.
He made a new tower in Tilted Towers actually. Portafort Towers. And Kinstar just pistol and the new quad launcher. That's what he's got working for him. And to be honest, man, I want to see that quad launcher go to work right now.
I feel like that's the play, right? I mean, you can tell the disparity across everyone, so no one's moved. I mean, Kinstar literally has a pistol, a quad launcher, and a shotgun, but he's so scared to move out in the open. And it feels like no one else is making moves, no one's taking shots, because everyone else is also scared. They don't have information.
Yeah.
Like even Rizar, he's still up top. He hasn't moved. He's just sitting like you're saying.
Yeah,
in the Porta Tower.
This isn't the. I wouldn't say this is a very favorable type of like play out of Tilted Towers where you have, you know, so many people just not doing anything. I mean, most of them already farmed out their buildings and are just kind of like, you know, just waiting for something to happen, waiting for that pick. And the only person you really see moving around making moves is is who we just had on screen, Nova. So he's just going around buildings, he's farming, he's looting what hasn't been looted, and he's making the most out of the situation. And he's is he the only one with max HP and tilted?
Looks like it currently, but over to Yzma, who finds an elimination. Looks like is about to try and get third party here. That's not what you want to hear. Clingers.
Beep, 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 beep.
Trying to just disengage.
Yeah.
Someone right on his heels. Back over to Snobby where Novash looking to clean this up. There you go. Taboo goes down. So, I mean, he's got the slurp juice.
Yeah, he's in this forever. He's just trying to distance himself away from this guy before. And I like that he didn't just insta-pop the slurp. He waited until, you know, maybe he wants to wait till he gets shot, make it as, you know, as effective of a slurp as he can. But I don't know if going for some, you know, farm rate there is the right decision. He should be playing for the high like he's decided to now once he's taken damage. But
at that point, it's too late.
At that point, it's too late. He knows you're white. He knows that he could just apply pressure to you and maintain the high and have everything over you. But if he would have maintained high before hullduss maintained high, then we would have had a different outcome or maybe a different conversation out of this. And actually, Yzma might be able to play it out here phenomenally, but hullduss playing the stink bomb is going to put him in a situation where he puts this sort of negative pressure onto Yzma that Yzma doesn't want, but Yzma takes high ground beautifully. What a wonderful turnaround of events for Yzma, actually.
hullduss's doing everything he can, but Yzma's like, nope, I'm going to be maintaining high ground.
And it looks like hullduss is at a point right now where he just doesn't want this. Although hullduss is, I'm pretty sure he's almost certain that Yzma doesn't have any shield. I think he's still in the fight. He just wants to play it a little bit slower, maybe play that low ground. And there it is. He knows his double barrel is out. Now is the time for aggression out of hullduss. Shoot something, do anything. Don't let him reload. We see it come out of him, but it's too late. Yzma getting the kill. Phenomenal play by Yzma, knowing when to apply the pressure, knowing when to push out. His opponent gave him too much time, and guess what? Yzma said, you give me too much time, not enough time for you, buddy. It's mine. Gets the elimination.
There you go, man. Yzma turning that entire situation around.
That was beautiful.
Well played. You love to see it. Checking out the current scoreboard. Look who's still alive in King Fly Tinny all the way at the top there. The winner from last game. But man, Yzma, way to play that out.
That was
I think you touched on it, man. He just gave so much time.
Yeah, that timing, like Yzma was set in a bad situation, and he waited till his opponent made these micro mistakes that costed him so heavily. And now Yzma just needs to get away from grimmmz, and he'll have a solid mid game till late game, because I'm pretty sure this northeast side of the map, this north side of the map is pretty uncontested, and it does look like that right now.
Man, that was sick. Now we have 50 players left over at Dusty Divot. I mean, look, man, this has been, over the last few games, people have just been landing here like crazy. This is a hot zone for sure. Wedge trying to track down someone down below. Looks like it's Jam side. Now he's got the mat, so he's probably looking to try and maintain high ground, but not today. Jam side used that Porta Fortress. Now they have to fight for high ground. Wedge, though, okay, Wedge claims it. Jam side's like, all right, you can have high ground. I'm going to disengage.
Dangerous thing, people know. People are looking. They might not be looking because they have somebody else they're dealing with, but they are fully aware that there are two people fighting in Diva right now. And now is the time where this engagement's gotten to the point where you need to ask yourself, should I keep swinging my pickaxe at this pyramid, or should I get out of here? With the zone not being near divot, with it being a longer rotation, somebody needs to open their eyes and say, hey, we're tunneling on this fight, I need to go.
Yep.
But here's the thing that's kind of interests me the most is that this other player in divot's kind of like looking at him and it's like, I might want some of this. He's kind of playing on the side of just farming his trees, just kind of playing it out, waiting. But these guys have a bit of a run. They have a bit of a jog ahead of them, and I think Jam side looks like he's just like kind of fed up with it and they're no longer playing it.
This is coming out. He gets cracked, man. 11 HP. He turns it around on Hex.
Beautiful.
But over back at Tilted Towers, we see two players going at it. Rizar and Grabs fighting at the edge of the mountain. That's really brave.
Oh.
Well,
that's tough.
That's a tough spot to be in. He was kind of a sitting duck at that point. And now Rizar's like, I'll just medkit.
He's gonna med up. Oh, Rizar. Rizar's loadout's looking nice.
no ammo, unfortunately, but the weapons and the loadout itself is there. Just go find more ammo for it.
Yeah, if he could make it to late game, find somebody with those explodes, he could make great opportunity and set himself up like really well for late game here. But now we're on to Zypan with 2 eliminations going. Oh, and tilted. Wow, would you look at that? People are still
still happening.
People are still tilted with no HP. Zeke, would you look at that? Ain't it phenomenal? Wow.
Back in Kinstar, when we left him, he had this same loadout. Nothing has changed, Smith. They've been biding their time.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing. This rotation should have happened 10, 15, not 10, 15, 5 to 10 minutes ago. The fact that it's happening now is interesting. Did he actually hit him with that?
He hit him with the quad launcher.
Okay, this could be good for Kinstar then. This might be a turnaround situation, but guess what? Imar's not done with him. He said, you thought this is just a tilted thing, fam. No. Like, this is all game. Me and you. What is this? What's this rivalry happening right now? I love it.
Look how many people, Myth, look at the mini-map right now. Look how many people are around him. Look how many people are closing in. They hear these shots. They're like, whoa, we'd like third parties.
Guess who's coming in from that area, though? These people from
oh, my gosh.
Most likely. So this is going to be a little bit of a pinch spot, and none of these people are in the zone. None of them. Not a single one of these guys are in the zone yet. So they got to do something. They got to make their decisions now. They got to get their eliminations now and leave. I just seen a Rift-to-Go fall off the hill.
Yeah, I saw.
Why?
It was Amar's. He gets taken down, and the loot rains down on Zedryn.
Yeah, so now we have these what is it? These 3 people in this little 1v1v1.
It's actually 4.
Yeah, 4. Sorry, there's a little gray one in there.
It's
but
a little gray one in there.
Yeah, I see it. And now they're all moving, but none of these guys benefited unless they benefit on the tail end here.
Storm is ticking for 2 minutes.
Kinstar!
Oh, it's not going to be enough. Zedryn goes.
He doesn't even get the elimination.
Nope. He's trying to desperately med up to pop the entire med kit. He's going to make it. It's going to be okay.
He should make it.
He should.
But that's one of those situations where it's, you know, how worth is this? Kinstar, sadly, he legit didn't gain a single thing from that, from all of that. He already got his kill tilted, or earlier, right? Or he got the rocket on him.
Yeah.
After that, he should have just been out, possibly, most likely.
DK finds the cheeky trappy limb.
Listen, there's one thing I fear the most when it comes to comp play, and that's being killed by traps. I just never... Listen.
It's like demoralizing.
Yeah.
It happens, and you're like, I'm just going to turn off the game.
There's been times where I know I'm going up against Tom 72 hours because he's trying to trap me, and I'm like, I'm just leaving. Like, I'm not doing this, so bye.
No, Tom, stop.
So here we go, Friedel. Friedel takes these shots, lasers his opponent. Well done. 5 eliminations for Friedel right now. And wait, was that insanely beneficial for Friedel? Did his opponent drop all that? Because it was just Friedel that just got that elimination.
Yep.
And that was, of course, a replay. But now he has full HP, bandages, full armor, or sorry, full shields. So I'm curious to see what will happen in that moment if he got all those meds off that person. And he's coming out big.
Man,
Friedel letting it happen.
We have the closest yet for the big bonus.
And
all right.
Yes, and Kinstar, this is the fight. And Kinstar's really trying to make it happen here. He's utilizing that quad launcher. He's getting through these builds. He's saying, I want in.
Friedel hanging on to dear life with no HP, but they just forget about him. Kinstar's engaged with Riser there.
Yep,
look.
But the circle's about to move, and if there's one thing I would prioritize above all right now for Tidal is that elimination,
he
Friedel,
finds Friedel there. Friedel was eliminated with 6 eliminations, the closest to big bonus we've seen.
That is unfortunate. I think Friedel, I don't know what his mat count was like, but I think if he was able to get around there, play something above his head, and just get out and maybe try to find a pick, that was his #1 priority. I don't think survival for the late game was the way to go there. Yeah. And I don't think that's why he was there. I think he was just trying to get away from the situation because he needed to get out of there. But now we have our new leader in eliminations that's actually alive, Mio. So we're going to see how he plays it out. Currently at 49 HP.
Nova
Come
taking
on.
the shots. There you go.
Nova cleans it up, though.
That's unfortunate because he didn't get any of his loot.
Yeah.
Look at his
Hey,
ammo count, man.
Look at these people looking at Nova right now. All their arrows are pointed at him. Leave Nova alone.
Look at the mini-map.
They are, oh my God. There's 4 or 5 people they have their arrows pointed toward Nova. He's being bullied. I just witnessed cyberbullying in Fortnite.
Well, back over to Tinny. Now, keep in mind, Tinny was the winner from last game who drops 5 points on the board. He's still alive, man.
Who got that elimination off Nova?
I did not see it happen.
No?
Oh, it was Ryzar. It was Ryzar got the elimination. Yep.
Oh, I'm glad his bullet was the one out of the 5,000.
Bullying is the thing in Fortnite. Be kind to each other. But it's not. No, that was cool. Yeah, so this is Ryzar right here, and he just like barely threads the needle right there.
These guys all played it right. He was in the wrong position, and he paid the price for it, you know. And there we have Tinny on the high ground, but I don't think he has the masters to sustain the high ground. So it's gonna be interesting to see how he plays it up there.
He is actually eliminated.
Well, eat my words. Zypan currently our new leader with 4 eliminations on the board. We'll see how he plays it out later, but now we have Rojo. JK, Zypan. Zypan has a lot of mobility this game. Has the Porta Fortress, has the launch pad. There's a rocket launcher there as well that he's planning on picking up as he rotates out. This is going to be a very, very good rotation made out of him. And here's Tinny's moment where he...
That was actually a really close shot. That was really, really close.
Grappler play. Oh.
Look at that. He gets boxed out.
Building it up. His opponent just decided, hey, it's too late in the game. I don't need to go for high ground. I'm not wasting my mats on you. You can have it. This circle might rotate off the hill anyways. And if it does, you're going to be in the bad position. Oh, never mind. Okay, you have a bajillion mats.
All right, Gandalf. Well played.
Well played, buddy.
And he even has the minigun to apply all the pressure, Myth. Look at him. He's just struggling to keep walls up.
Yeah, he could just soak. He could just keep reeling in his mats and say, I want them. They're mine. They're mine.
Did you see Gandalf, though? He only has 3 AR bullets. It looked like 2 SMG.
Really? Okay,
2 grenade launchers, I'm sorry.
Only 3 AR bullets. So
okay.
on the bright side, if he just needs to play the situation out correctly. Having no AR in this point in the game isn't the end of the world. If he doesn't get into a battle within somebody's 1-by-1, he could use his loadout to his advantage and just let somebody have it with a minigun, right? But if somebody gets the shot off on him first, he's going to have to wind it up. He needs to be the aggressor. He needs to get that elimination off on somebody when they're not expecting it and just let them have it with the minigun. And here we have Novash, 5 kill eliminations, top of the leaderboard currently in terms of being alive and having eliminations.
You got to think he's like a big bonus. It's close.
He has full shield. He has full health. Let's talk about engagement, Zeke. He has the... Oh. Okay, thank you. Oh.
Okay.
Flashbacks.
I was like, not like this.
Oh, Ninja Vegas. But anyways, yeah. So his engagement, his loadout, it is geared toward aggression. Keeping that sniper this late into the game isn't for the third-party pick like people would think. No, it's for, hey, you have a wall. You're not expecting me to push through this wall. I'm in. Exactly. That's what it's meant for. And then boom, follow up with the shotgun compact SMG combo. So if we're seeing a 70 limbs, I think it's going to happen from Novadash. He has the tools necessary to make this happen. Even on this rotation, he is on the back end. Not many eyes on him. He is an unexpected threat right now. He's like a shark lurking in the water. Only one person really has eyes on him, but he's just lurking in the waters.
They made a window peek. Oh.
He needs to move, though. He needs to move. He needs to go and just, if he's going to play for this aggressive sniper play, he needs to do it.
Yeah, it seems like there's a little bit of hesitation going
there is.
on.
And maybe he's not thinking about it. Maybe he's just playing high. But here it is!
Ooh, you talked about
it, I said, goes for it. He has him literally at nothing for HP.
This could be huge for Novash. 4 HP. Don't panic. Just calm down.
He needs to stay alive.
There's a med
and
kit.
It doesn't play out.
Yzma.
Doesn't play out. He had it, but here, like you said there, Zeke, hesitation right there in that moment. He should have just went for the zone. He could have done what he had planned if he just played for the zone. He didn't need to do it in the middle of the zone where there's other people there to contest him. He could have just been that threat lurking and then played super aggro on the zone. But here we have Zypan getting carnifexed out of the game. Zypan currently now holding the top. It's 5 eliminations, and he's alive. So we're going to have to see if he could redeem the big bonus here. But okay.
Look at this new zone, man.
Yeah.
This is far, and it's down the mountain, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is going to be something here. And TS is in a position to just drop somebody on him and just double barrel. He could come out big here. He might not be doing, you know, too hot in some other categories, but he could really come out big. And Zypan with 6 eliminations.
Man, he's one away.
He needs to get the pick, but he also needs to worry about this rotation. This is critical. He's probably going to play it off late, play the launch pad, get into zone. I'm not 100. Here it is. It's happening.
Oh, the roof!
The roof! It's all crumbling! Zypan, he wants it so badly. He needs to make this rotation.
Oh, there's a player right here.
I would just focus the rotation at this point. It's not even worth. It's not worth the risk. He needs to get full HP. He cannot take a fight at 46 HP, and that's what you see him doing. He's just playing it out slow, getting back into the circle, taking it easy, because he needs to get back together before he throws it all away, or before it gets taken out of his reach. And that's what's happening here. Play it slow, play it easy. Don't worry. Get back to full HP.
We're down to 8 players, Myth. Zypan could be the first one to activate the big bonus. A huge 102 to shields.
He wants this, though.
Yeah. This would be 7. So again, he has to have 8. Once he hits 8 eliminations, he gets 1 point and the 7.5K. It's not that's a minigun.
Is that who I think it is?
Please don't do this.
Oh, yep, from up above. The minigun man.
Not like this. Right. Not like this.
Circle moving in 30 seconds, and Zypan, he could do it. He could pop off and get 1 elimination into another one, and get at least another elimination, and even get, you know, victory royale if he gets materials and the things he needs out of these upcoming engagements.
Oh,
but
man.
his mat count right now is so tragic, and with this person with the minigun just holding it up top, what do you do?
He's only got 5 builds. That is now 4.
Oh, here we go.
This could be huge, man. If he eliminates his player, he gets 7, and then he just needs 1 more to activate big bonus. At 8 is when big bonus happens.
Man, people have builds, though, and Zypan doesn't, and that's the difference. And that might be the unfortunate, you know, reality of the situation. As much as we want him to get it.
Oh, don't go to the zone. Don't touch the zone.
Okay.
Wait, did no one see him land?
Oh, Zypan got 7.
Okay,
he's gonna get
blood.
Oh, no! Zypan! Oh, it was
so close.
He was right there.
He's now the closest. Zypan has 7 eliminations to be the closest.
There was, oh man, there were so many just opportunities for it to happen where just people had the mat count. People had it. So
now look at this. We can see he's down low.
Top 3.
Top 3. 10 builds. That's it.
Yes. And I'm not exactly sure how it's stacked up here. We know one's on the ultimate high. It's camo. And okay, so 2 low, 1 ultimate low. That's Wixie, and then you got Skosas playing just, I think, mid ground, right above Wixie. And then Camo up top has the shockwave nades, has healthy HP in comparison to his opponents. The only person near close is Wixie, but Wixie's out.
Camo finds
Here's what happens.
5.
If he could just shockwave, boom, I'm in your 1-by-1. We might see it from Camo here. If he doesn't feel like dealing with this spray, that's what we'll see.
Oh, I thought he was going to go for it there.
That's what I would
do. The ceiling, yep.
Here it
touch
is.
the ceiling,
Boom.
straight down. No, again, this is out of the zone.
Just like planned.
Where is he? Where's the last guy?
Right below with a campfire, but he takes it anyways. Good stuff.
Wow. So Camo watched AlmightySneaky's clip from last week. What is it, week 2? When Mitro shockwave down. Now, the angle wasn't quite perfect.
That's one word for it.
it was enough. It was enough to just kind of like set Skosas off because, like you see, he didn't even have enough. He was medkitting. Which, if he had done it correctly, he'd gone up to full. But it was enough to throw him off for a second.
That was dangerous.
That was really dangerous. I want to almost see those final moments again. Yeah, that was crazy. Again, Zypan, 7 eliminations at 8. He would have activated big bonus. He probably saw it in that one final moment there. He was like, "This is it."
At that moment, like at that moment, it's so hard not to tunnel on that. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, you could go for placement, but placement's not going to get you that extra. Like it's riskier to play that instead of just playing for that extra elimination at the times. But maybe like him having, you know, 10, 20 mats. Maybe he should have just played it for the elimination and just said, "Hey, I'm not gonna let one elimination, you know, ruin the chance for me to get, you know, second or third or even a victory or royale in some cases." But overall, I mean, with his circumstances, I think he played it to the best he could. I really, really, really wanted to see my boy with the heavy sniper rifle just go on a tear because being that close, having the 5-6 eliminations, having the heavy sniper rifle, and just your shotgun, your kit, having the HP to do it all and make it happen, and then just it being taken away is so tragic.
Especially when he made that super sick play when you talk about, you're like, he has a heavy sniper, he's gonna punch through a wall, and then he hops off, punches through, swaps to SMG. The other player was ready for it though. They hopped up. They're like, "Here's the floor. I saw you coming a mile away." We'll take a look at some of the highlights coming out of that last game. Wow, that was a fun one.
That was a roller coaster of emotion.
That was.
I was so attached to certain players at times. Like I was like, he's gonna do it, and then things happen. But I was like emotionally attached to some of them.
We keep seeing them get so close to the big bonus. We're on the cusp. It's gonna happen. It's man. These are a lot of fun games, man. I love seeing the loadouts that EU's using, the rotations they're making to maintain, right? Because that's the thing is, a lot of these players you saw, they're almost making the later rotations. They're letting people go in early, fortify up spots. And they're like, cool, I'm just going to use your build. I'm going to try and be efficient about my mat count. Now, this last game, a lot of players running lower on mats toward the end of the final few circles, which is interesting because like the first few games we watched, it was actually the opposite. We had players having upwards of 400 mats in the final circles. But, yeah, I mean, you know, I just need to see a big bonus. We're so close.
Spike trap kill.
DK's got to feel pretty good about that one.
Here,
Camo.
Yeah, I would have been. I don't know what my reaction would have been, but I just would have been furious, to say the least, with myself. But he ended up winning anyway, so I'm happy for him.
You're saying if that had gone the other way?
I would have died. I would have been eliminated.
I would have been eliminated. I would have been 90 or 100th, 99. That's it. Boom. I'm gone down. Just gone. That was a super fun game to watch. We also have standings coming out of this last game. So let's take a look and see where players are. After that game, Camo jumps up. He's down first place, pushing Boyer out. Again, though, it's only at 7 points. Right behind them, Tinny now picks up an additional point. So now we got 3 players, and with Rojo as well, tied at 6 points. Not too far behind. We have 4 players tied with 5 points. My heart is racing.
No, that game was phenomenal. I think something that I want to highlight that game were just so many great opportunities and so many great engagements taken by some of the players that were playing in there. Like we've seen that fight that happened north side on that bridge, and just the patience and the precision that went into making that play. It was just phenomenal play overall by a lot of people that game.
You're talking about Isma?
Yes.
Yeah. That was insane how he was running near it was near Risky, right?
Yeah.
Just east of Lazy Links.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just made it happen.
He just turned the whole thing around.
That was Fortnite, dude. That was Fortnite.
Anything
I have a saying. Like when I see some like some real good stuff, I'm like, yo, this is Fortnite. That's Fortnite. That's what that was. That was that outplay, man. Just waiting. You reload the double barrel and just snap at him. That was Fortnite.
Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short break. Get up, stretch, go get yourself a snack, find something to drink. We'll see you in 5 minutes. Stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Week 4 of the Fall Skirmish. I'm Zeke. This is Myth. We just took a 5-minute break. We are back. We have played 4 games total of European scene. We got 2 more left to play.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. I'm enjoying these games. Last game was insane.
Zaipan being the closest at 7 eliminations. At 8, he would have seen the first big bonus of the day. Hasn't happened yet. We still have 2 games left to play. Now, if you're just joining us and you're like, Zeke, I haven't been here. What's going on? Fill me in here. What are we at? Let's first talk about the format, all right? Every week we swap up the format. This week is Big Bonus. This is a slight modification of last week's. We're playing 6 games total. They're all solos. Victory L's worth 3 points. Second and third place are worth 2, and then 4th and 10th are worth 1.
Yep, and then 7+ eliminations are worth 3 points. 5 to 6 eliminations are worth 2 points. And then your 3 to 4 eliminations are going to be worth 1 point. But don't forget, every single elimination after 7 eliminations is going to deem you 1 point and $7,500.
That big bonus is game-changing. So don't forget, it's the top 20 solos that will place in the money. And before even placing, if someone can drop that big bonus. Now, keep in mind, it's per point, per elimination after 7. So at 8, you're giving 7.5K. At 9, you're getting 7.5K. If you got 10, that's another 7.5K, and the trend continues. Zaipan currently the closest one we've seen. 7 eliminations. He had that moment in the last game. He was right in front of someone, and they unfortunately eliminated him. He couldn't see the big bonus. Again, we've got 2 games left to go. Whew. Are you guys psyched? I'm psyched. Are you psyched?
I'm psyched.
They're psyched. Let's also take a look at the standings coming into these final 2 games. So Camo currently sits at the top with 7 eliminations. Right behind him is Boyer, Tinny, and Rojo, all tied with 6. Right behind them, Merrick, Zaipan, Baines, and Heisel all have 5 points. So there's really only a few point difference here, and don't forget it's top 20 that place in the money. So we'll hop over to the next page, and we'll see who currently sits in number 20. It's Macau. So Tyovsky, currently they're all in battle, so is Harmy, even the likes of Svenos, DK, and Rennick. Wow, there's a lot of people here. Even Yzma, that's where the chain stops. So if any of them can get 1 additional point, that's it. They're top 20.
Definitely.
And they still have 2 games left. Yeah. What are you hoping to see? For me, big bonus. That's it. Just do everything you've been doing.
Yeah.
Make these rotations, make these decisions, and then give us a big bonus. That's all we want to see.
Nah, I think the same. I'm with you on that 100%. You took the words out of my mouth. I just want to see a big bonus. And when I do see a big bonus, I got a row of party poppers in front of me. And it's happening mid-game.
There you go.
What's happening now?
What's happening now? Fortnite. Wait, did we do it again? Do it again one more time.
I'm doing one now.
Fortnite. Bam. Yeah, man, the games today have been incredible. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, this is the European scene. We have 6 games lined up for them. Shortly after that, we'll take a small little a break almost, and then we'll be back for 6 games in the North American scene. It's going to be an awesome day. We're almost halfway through this first one. It's been awesome casting with you.
Oh, thank you.
Myth has provided some pretty incredible commentary.
I try. I just hope somebody's learning something out there. And then if I do that, then my goal is reached. I'm not trying to like overanalyze things and sound like I know everything. I'm just trying to give what I see, basically, and I hope that it's definitely insightful for some of you guys out there.
There you go. Coming out of those first 4 games, we actually have some highlights coming out of the top 3 competitors currently. Let's take a look, man. So right here, Camo. This guy has been on fire all games. We've seen him just putting up those big numbers, and this is why he's currently top 3. Now again, Myth, we've got 2 games left to play. We saw even coming out of the game number 3, Tinny drops 5 eliminations in Victory Out. That puts him in 3rd. So it's not over until that final game is played, so we can kind of get those final standings. It's still anyone's game, and anyone could show up, right? If someone has 0 points.
Look at Boyer.
Yeah,
coming in huge here in that game-winning match. That was phenomenal.
Just some really incredible play all around. I mean, the rotations have been sound. You've got the play. I mean, this is the game where Tinny comes out of nowhere, right? With 0 points on the board, says, I'm going to find 5 eliminations, and I'm going to get myself a Victory Royale. I'd like, I believe right now he's currently sitting in 3rd, right? Because we have an entire board shifted down. But man, oh man. These games have set the pace for the final two. Like we talked about, we just need to see more of that. Do all of this that you're doing again for the last 2 games. That's what we want to see.
Yeah, I think a big note is I really want to see when it comes to like these late game decisions and these late game aggression. I want to see people play these rotations out right, and I want to see them, you know, when they have these kits that are meant for this late game aggression, for like this tunnel aggression. Like, make it happen, but prioritize just being safe first and then go for it. So hopefully we'll see that in here in the match 5.
Match number 5. Here we go. It is time for the second to last game. Don't forget, for you guys at home, hit us with that hashtag Fall Skirmish. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know how you're enjoying all of the action. But here we go. Starting off with Scosis, man. Let's check out this battle bus. It's going north to south. I mean, right off the gate, what's surprising is we already see people hop out. A lot of times we see people like right at the halfway part of the map. They're like, okay, well now is go time. We're gonna hop out now. But right off the gate, everyone look how many little diamonds there are heading over to Risky Reels. Even potentially Wailing Woods, Floating Island is also sitting there.
Yep. A lot of points for contestation here. And what I like to see is, you know, you see Scosis right now as well playing the mansion on top of Haunted Hills. I think it's an interesting solo run.
Yeah.
It provides, you basically can farm max brick up there if you wish to. You could drop down to Haunted Hills, farm that out. You can make a rotation off Haunted Hills and go toward the house that's west of Pleasant, beneath that hill. Farm wood there, rotate out with the shadow, with the shadow stones, and really make something for yourself there. So, but I do think that, like, if the circle is far away, you could put yourself in an unfortunate position. And I think Scosis unfortunately didn't see that person there, but he has the ability to spray down people. And here we go, motel. This is your motel engagement, basically. What happens here? One person drops broken, another person will go toward motel, and the person broken won this time around.
Wow. Sanity says, "I am the Nutcracker."
That's a hand cannon shot to the dome. It does that. It does that.
And now he's just
those.
like, all right, well, this has been fun here. I've got this rift to go. I've got your loot up top.
Yeah, he just needs to hang out there, and he has zone. So he has a lot of farming potential being in that motel area. And here we go, Zedryn. There are multiple people in Tilted Towers again. A few more people with more shield than we've seen before. We got a Marcotte having the entire apartment structure to himself. That's good. But I see Kenstar and Shlomi both playing L's. It might turn out to be in the same situation where these guys are contesting L's together and put themselves in a situation where, hey, Marge is just able to rotate on top of your guys' heads and hold you guys down there forever. So I don't know why the people that play there continue to play there, but hopefully we see something new come out of it next game. We got JL Tomo with the double barrel. Not in the effective range for the double barrel. His opponent knows he doesn't have it. He should come out clean. That is really, really unfortunate there for Toma. He used a double barrel in the range where it just isn't right. It's just that just wasn't the right time to take those shots. And he cost, and although he had the HP lead, he ended up paying the price for it. And Brody comes out big there, gets the elimination.
Back over to Tilted, man.
Kinstar and Shlomi. It's just gonna be back and forth with these guys going back and forth, and I just want to see. And there you go. You got people from other buildings. They won out on the action.
Let's take a look at this.
Toma.
This is Toma.
Early game
how
engagement.
Things unfolded. We actually found an elimination there in Yoshi, but then couldn't call it up.
Oh, this is a Marcotte. So he did contest for that and picked up an elimination early, which is pretty nice. And this is Sanity with his insane hit. Wait for it. Oh!
Got him.
Just wipes him off the side of that building. He's just gone.
That's it.
And now adds it's weird to see Tilted Towers meta play out in these matches. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like in North America people are so aggressive in Tilted Towers, and I don't know if this is the first thing that I've been noticing. The differences between EU and NA gameplay is when people are Tilted Towers, they're just like hanging out there and just kind of waiting their time out. They know they have the rotation for free, but they're not getting anything out of it. Yeah. When compared to NA, you know, the people are there. They get circled. They're like, nah, we scrapping. Like, I want to be the king of Tilted Towers. Is the mentality there, and it's really interesting to see the shift. And here now we have Archangel trying to get some shots in his opponent, glided away, disengaged. And both of these guys hanging on around Fatal.
A lot of opportunity to get stacked up on mats here. Also, a lot of risk involved, though. With Fatal, there's a lot of rotations for other people to make. There are rifts that come from the southeast side of the map that people could take that still spawn around your Pleasant Park area. So, I'm sorry, Paradise area. And that could be a huge risk. So, it's going to be interesting to see how these players play it out. But on to Nova and Salty. He's hanging out Blue House. Nothing much happening for him, though. He seems to have one Salty overall, maybe like one person drop there with him. That's his elimination that he has.
Right.
And he kind of has it all himself. Some people might rotate in, rotate out, but it looks like he's just trying to get himself together overall. And here is a replay of a fight that actually happened, Salty, where Eric just lets him have it.
Yeah, there you go.
And back to Tilted Towers, it's
Hidden Star, man.
it's so strange.
It's just like you're saying.
I'm like, I don't know, I'm baffled by this concept in a way, because it doesn't seem, I don't understand it, because it doesn't seem effective in many ways. I don't understand what's the larger, what's the outcome out of it? What are you getting by not really moving and just hitting these walls that don't give you efficient enough brick? You have to go for those eliminations if you're going to drop Tilted, because that's the rich part of Tilted, the amount of loot. But here we have a, looks like, is this a 3-way fight? No, it's a 2-way fight, sorry, between Archangel, and he has the high ground. He has the heavy shotgun, and he's going to give it to him.
There you go. That's such a great point, though, dude. Over at Tilted, I mean, that's the whole point of Tilted, is you land, you try to find eliminations. And sure, if you own Tilted, at that point you could say, like, all right, I'm going to sit here and farm up all the things that I want, but they're, like you're saying, they're just, and it's, the thing is, too, the longer you wait, the more you're just sitting in a house, you're not farming, you're not collecting more loot, you're not getting yourself in a position to rotate, you're just kind of waiting almost too long, you know?
Yeah, Zeke, exactly.
Now over to the Pain. So we get a north side circle. The circle is nearing Tilted, like we've seen a little bit. It's nearing between these two corrupted zones. So these guys are going to have to start to rotate. Archangel's just chilling, though. He's like, I've got a little bit of time. This circle's right there.
Yeah. And it seems like the same people are in Tilted right now. Just looking at the map. The zone is closing in, Zeke. People are forced to move now. Things are happening. And people are still in Tilted with 0 eliminations and 200 mats. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to just see how it plays out. I kind of want to keep an eye on these people Tilted, because what tends to happen is that they reach a point, they reach their boiling point, and they're like, hey, it's time to leave. And at that point, it's like, okay, you know, you could have done this years ago. But here we go. We still have people in there farming, looting, getting what they can. And as we do a pan through these players in Tilted, none of them have mats. None of them have anything to shine for. But I guess, okay, here's the trade-off of Tilted, actually, I guess, now that I'm looking at it, now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more. You're going to be in a safe position, and you're most likely not going to be in a vulnerable spot to get shot by your other opponents. You could just be in a building. The only real opportunity for people to shoot you are a window. So if nobody moves from their building, you just farm your building, you hang out, you play a very low risk, and hey, buds.
Lay was trying to just be like, look, I might as well be eliminated as Storm. I can't let you have this.
Storm life.
Yeah, wise Thug said. Too smart for you, friend. I'll take that chug jug. Thank you.
Yeah, so here you go. Replay of Harmy going up against Miss Rage, trying to find this elimination. Grabs it, jumping right over that wall.
And here we go. We have Wise Thug with a minigun. He's not going to prioritize the minigun or the Splodes because he wants to have the sniper, which I find to be kind of interesting, and I'll speak to that in a moment. But you got MZ taking this engagement, one shot with the double barrels, and he's pushing it for it. He's trying to phase through this wall with anything. He knows he's at nothing for HP. Taking the time to reload the double barrel, knowing that you could basically kill this guy, or sorry, eliminate this person with just a scratch of any bullet. So that's what his plan is. Just play the low ground, wait for him to peek, and maybe spray him down with an SMG. He doesn't have to play too insane right now to get this elimination. So I want to see him just take his time, play it out slowly, and bring Freaka to him. Because if he could do that, like he's doing, he's going for the breakdown. He knows he could win these.
So quick wall, but
it
it's
is.
not enough.
Played it out slow, played it patiently. Beautiful play by MZ.
And then after all that, he didn't even affect his health. So he's just gonna top off with a half shield. He gets to keep his med kit and then take all that extra loot.
Yes.
Check out this replay from Arctics. There you go.
Yep, that was Arctics. And Arctics seemed to be the healthiest person in Tilted in terms of material economy, actually. He seemed to have around 600-700 mats when everybody was in shambles, around 200-300.
Yeah, it was nothing.
So he's doing something right, and I think players should look at that. If they are going to play Tilted, and if they're going to play this passive style of Tilted, they should do that. The pump shot misses for Avalon, and here we go. DK just taking it home, basically. Free kill handed him.
Yep,
he's going to take it.
Punish. He's like, if you're gonna miss, man, I'm not going to miss. Nice try.
Yep. Oh, vending machine.
The vending machine with the minis.
And so back to what I wanted to talk about when our fellow player here decided to trade and not take the minigun over the, the sniper. I think there was an opportunity missed there. I don't know. I don't think there are enough eliminations, or there's enough elimination opportunity during like these parts of the game where just trying to third-party somebody with a sniper. Those shots are those type of kills aren't very common. Simply because players are always moving. You don't have a lot of opportunity to hit people. And Loya lasered by MZ, getting these eliminations that are showing up to be huge here. But yeah, back to the minigun. The minigun, you're able to use it in a lot more situations than that sniper. So why not take that, have it as something where you could get into somebody's face, spray them down. I mean, there's most times where you could win a battle with a minigun if the person doesn't have a double barrel in most situations. Like you could get in their face and do that, or just completely just waste all their mats and then hard push them. So I wish I would have seen that out of that player, him taking the minigun over the sniper, but that is long far past. We have MZ taking a shadow cube, getting into the circle. This is quite a free rotation from him. I don't know if there's that many people posted up on these hills, but good play overall, being able to just use those and get into the zone quite freely. Now around the land bridge around Tomato Temple, we do have Wiki going up against an opponent, repping the Lucky Llamas. Can I get the banners in chat, please and thank you? I know your emote mode, so let me see them.
There you go.
All right.
Look how many players around here, Myth.
Yeah.
You got one northbound, some out in the west coming in.
And they're both fighting for the speck of land, which I find to be quite interesting in the zone. They're both playing for that high ground on that, when they're all going to have to push into those opponents. So right now, I would question if staying here is worth it. We hear some chaos happening somewhere else. Getting RPG'd, there's a lot of pressure here. I would heavily consider just leaving this and going somewhere else. Unfortunately, it's too late for Wixie. John gonna apply the pressure when it matters the most. Wixie gonna try to apply some pressure back, gains the high ground, has a solid position over his opponent. His opponent playing for the high ground back again. Wixie trying to heal up in any way he can. He has a grappler. I don't know if he'll try to go for high ground here or if he'll go for the disengage, but he has to make something happen. His opponent knows he's low and he has an RPG, but John just holding the high. He's playing it a bit slower, which I respect. Because at the end of the day, he knows for a fact John will never let him heal. You want to know why? He has an RPG. If he lets him, if he lets him heal, that's a flaw on John. But John, definitely, there should be no opportunity for Wixie to heal, and guess what? He isn't. So we'll see how John play it out.
I mean, he does have the 5 rockets, right? It's almost like, why not just start burning some of these rockets to cut through
the campfire
and find
does come out. The campfire and the minis do come out. John did not take advantage of his pressure that he had, and in turn, he is paying the cost every single second that campfire is going off.
Right.
And guess what? Wixie's playing for the high ground.
Oh, man. You got the roof.
Third parties are coming in, though. Third parties are coming in. There's a lot of tension here between these two players, where they're just kind of going for the high ground, one after the other. But now, look what happened. Both of these players said, hey, this engagement really wasn't worth it. Let's rotate out. So there's something about having that sort of foresight and just even taking a second to slow down and look the other way. I know that, obviously these players can't see the players on the map, but that 1x1 wasn't built there before. That was visible. They both had knowledge that people were not built up on the edge of the circle, and one of them could have gotten to the zone a lot earlier, in my opinion. I think that entire engagement could have been avoided, and they both could have
one of these guys could have come out in a better situation. And in theory, both of them, because they both wasted mats, they both wasted ammunition. And
rockets.
Yeah, rockets. And, you know, the health from in the campfire was missing well. And Svenos in a tight situation here. Go for the grappler play.
Is it enough?
Oh, the spray from up above. Wait, no, was it up above?
Yeah. Yep, he
Mid-air.
did it mid-air.
Using those shockwaves to make the best of his position, get into a position that's more favorable, is what it looks like, yeah. He's in a pretty good position. And there we're back with Wixie and John. And this is going to be a tell to be honest, because I think both of these players, it seems like they both have this play style where they're both hyper-focused on each other. So I think it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens and develops out of both of these players. It's going to be an interesting time.
We got 20 seconds before this next circle reveals itself. That's a good point, though, man. They're still just here. They haven't really done anything. They fought for a little while. John wasted a bunch of rockets, and now we're just kind of back to square one. Like, hey, man, I respect you. You know I'm here. I know you're here. We'll fight in a little bit. Yeah, man.
That's the scary part of all of this. And here's the thing. Camo, I'm certain if we panda Camo, he has 2K mats. Or he'll have at least 1,500. And maybe I'm eating my own words here, but he had the northwest position of the map completely alone again. He had the metal farm just completely available for him. Again, uncontested on drop. I noticed that. And that's going to be huge for him during this game. That's probably something that also isn't talked about a ton, where if you get a drop, if you get a solid drop that's decent, has a good amount of farm, and it's you there alone, you're gonna and let's say you get a zone like he did, like the zone was kind of favorable toward his side, you're gonna be put in such a good position for your mid game, for your late game. But here's John, like I said, trying to distance himself away from his opponent. A little build fight happening here. Oh, the edit. They go for it.
Almost taking mid damage there. Almost.
He knows he's going up.
To close in.
Beautiful tracking by Ty there. I just want to make that noted. He's seen that his teammate, that his opponent built a ramp, and he's so quick to just realign toward that high ground. Gets in the elimination.
And a chug jug for his trouble.
Extremely valuable situation that ended up playing in favor for Chai, because he didn't get so fixated on playing that fight a certain way. He played on his opponent that he knew he had he had damage on, and so that was really well done by Ty. And I think that was something. It was small things that led to a bigger picture there, and yeah, that was really well played. But here we go, Arctic, sorry, with around 2K mats, 1.8K mats, going into late game here. Not a bad position to be in. We see the double campfire.
Okay.
This could be big for Arctics here.
Do you think heal off, or you think he uses one now to top off?
It could possibly. We have 33 people in this zone, Zeke. I think this might have been one of the highest, head counts for late game. So far. Yeah, so far. So this might turn into something that might lead to a heal off, or just might lead to him taking damage, because he doesn't have any health meds, but he does have those 2 campfires. So if he doesn't take damage, he's able to play to heal late when nobody else could heal. But let's say he doesn't take damage, he could play for it later in the game and have that sort of flexibility. And with the zone and the way that it is looking, look at the amount, and there's Camo with his mat count, like I said, pretty healthy for his current position in the game, not too far away from the zone. He should be fine in during this next rotation, but I think he might go for a pick. But currently, with the zone coming, and the zone is currently fixated toward the west side. That's where people are going to have to move. The east side, there's about 4 people there. But with the amount of people that there are so tucked into that northern region, I would risk the biscuit right now and just go for that early rotation. No one's looking for you. If you're in a fight with another person, leave it. Don't worry about them. They're going to be rotating soon too. they most likely won't laser you at this point. Like this fight between, and I mean, is this them? Are these the two boys?
John
is this
John
Wixie and John John? I swear, if it's John John.
One tag. I don't think it is. This could be someone else.
Oh, just go for the spray down.
Come on, Wixie. He's out. He's gonna take a bunch of storm damage.
Oh, good rocket block.
Oh,
there we go.
It was
no.
dakotaz.
Yeah,
Okay.
That was dakotaz, yeah.
Okay. I was like, if it is John John, if that had been John John.
Can you imagine? But now these players are making these rotations. While these players are already set up at this position, it's going to be extremely difficult for them to get into the zone now. But if they were to try to prioritize a little bit earlier, it's difficult, though, because of these players and them being already in the zone. But if you had any sort of mobility to get you in, it would have been extremely valuable, in my opinion.
Ooh. Man, Camo's using a ton of his mastery.
Camo's Lucky Llama?
He is.
Hey! I like that!
Trying to represent his own club.
Hey, Camo. Listen, I like him a lot more now.
There you go. Because he's a Lucky Llama.
Well, I liked him a lot before, but
now it's like a little more.
Now
like
it's
like
like a little
extra,
more.
like that cherry on top.
Yeah.
I got you.
So, currently
north
right now,
side.
we have Arctix is leading right now when it comes to being alive and having eliminations. He has 3. It's going to be 27 alive, Zeke. This is, I'm pretty sure, this is a lot of people right now in this circle. People haven't been able to find eliminations. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players that have more than 1 kill this circle. People have not been killing this game the way the zone's played, whatever may have happened, the loot they've gotten. Late game is about to get insane. A lot of eliminations are going to happen. Rennick finding his way into the zone, using other players' paths. He's going to have to break through some stuff here. He's going to cut himself off. No, he finds a gap. Lovely, perfect.
And some
And
loot.
a beautiful rotation that he didn't waste too much. But oh!
Tyke turns the corner and says, Rennick, I saw you. Why did you stop for a moment?
Woo. Now Zypan leading 4 kills. Arctix gets taken out by Gandalf. Here we got Ty up high, just letting it rain, representing the Scully gang. Letting him have it, trying to push in. Like I said, it's toward that point of the game. Just make sure you have that rotation, and then try to find your picks. Oh,
There you go.
He gets it. Oh,
2 back-to-back on Zypan.
He's in the circle. He made the circle. He made it like just beautifully. He knows somebody's behind there though.
Ooh, re-editing the wall cost him damage there.
Oh no, missing that shot. Might have been heavy. 4 eliminations. Getting sprayed from all sorts of positions. Somebody's in his 1-by-1. He takes him
But he
out
got
from
it,
up
though.
above. Gandalf gets 5 eliminations, gets himself in that 2-point category, and Gandalf is holding it from really high up above. Making sure he's got this high ground. We do need somebody to use the Rift to go. No, I want you to notice this. Nobody really has focus on this guy with the Rift to go. He is holding high. Gandalf starts to pay some attention toward it, but it might... I don't think Gandalf could hold it. I don't think he has the ability.
Oh, look, Sandel
Are these
right
players
down
going to
below.
glide on? I think they might have went for low ground. Oh no, you hear them still gliding.
Yeah, they're coming down. I think they might. Are they going to come?
Oh,
they're not
no.
going to come down on Gandalf.
Yeah, they're not. They decided to play
right
it out
down,
differently.
yeah.
They played it toward the zone. Because I don't think Gandalf is even in zone yet with this other player. They're still making their way forward. So these players that glided are going to have the new high ground, I'm pretty sure. Unless Gandalf could do something to keep it over these players built in that brick structure. To his left, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, so he does have high ground with 130 mats.
I mean, he's even got the med kit to top off. Ammo's not looking too great right now, man.
What do you do in a situation where you are in the dominant position, but you do not have the capacity, right? The capacity or the things necessary to stay in that dominant position.
I think you do exactly what Gandalf's doing here.
Yes, exactly. I was just about to say, you take advantage of what other people built for you, and you make lemons out of lemonade, and that's what Gandalf is doing. 1 player lost to the Storm. Sadly, that's not an elimination he could get. He's making his way through the zone, looking for another elimination. Find somebody through a window. He's trying to get in. He wants the fight. He doesn't have any mats, but he wants it.
Oh, look at him sneaking. There's food right here. Why did you shoot it? You should have pickaxed it.
This might be good for him either way. Could he make it through the cracks?
Oh, he's
these 2 players are fighting. This is actually could be good for Gandalf, but
Boyer knows.
Okay.
Look, Boyer knows.
yeah, this could be good for Gandalf. These 2 players are most likely going to fight each other. Actually, Powder having a med kit as well. The meds that people have, this could get insane. I really hope Gandalf could get out of this situation, but he's gonna play in zone.
In the zone?
Wait, he
Not like
doesn't
this.
have the mats.
Go back. You got to just run through.
There you go.
It's
Gets
enough.
the elimination.
It's Powder up
Looks out
top.
from up above. Playing the low ground excellently. Gandalf so close to the 7th elimination, gets taken down by Powder. Powder has 15 HPZ. 15.
We talked about that, man. That must feel real bad. It was close.
We said it right before. Make lemons out of lemonade. He was not. Here's this replay. Beautiful shot by Powder. Beautiful shot by Powder.
He cracks him for so
But we just
much.
talked about that, where he wasn't in the dominant position, and quick thinking, being on his feet, led him to getting that elimination at the end there, getting toward the 6. And even though he didn't really gain a point or anything, it gave him the 2nd place. It gave him another point. Well, he would have been 2nd as well. But anyways, listen, getting another kill is cool.
Yeah.
And plus, he would have gotten the 7 as well if he would have gotten him from up top, 15 HP.
Yeah.
But that could have really turned out to be a situation where he came out with an additional point. At 2 additional points, speaking of that, because he would have gotten the Victory Royale and the 7.
That'd have been huge.
Right? And that could have been an insane opportunity. And he played down. He said, okay, just be patient. Play for people that are trying to heal toward this zone and just apply a lot of pressure. And that's what he did. That's what got him, I think, so far there at the end, where he wasn't playing that high ground anymore.
Even dipping into the storm.
Yeah,
which
like I said,
him an elim.
that was risky, right? Like that, he didn't know that area was going to be clear or have brick that he could push forward through. But if he would have never made that decision in the first place, if he would have never had that confidence to even push for that, he would have never been in that opportunity in the first place. He would have never been in the opportunity to make that decision.
Yeah.
If he wasn't in the right mindset, and just that shows a lot of confidence, a lot of strength of a player making those type of decisions in that type of situation.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Myth. Let's take a look at some of the replays coming out of this game. Number 5. I think that was honestly, from a lot of what we saw from this game, it was a lot of confidence, man. There was a lot of confidence plays coming out. You can really tell a lot of players kind of hit their stride there. And
Got the rhythm.
Yeah, exactly. And this is something we've touched on over the last few weeks is confidence. How that lends itself to your gameplay, right? If you go into a fight and you're like, I don't think I can win this, you've already lost the fight. Without even starting, you've lost because you don't believe in your ability to win. Now, if you go in and you're like, look, regardless of win or lose, I'm just going to play this out to the best I can. You have a much better chance.
Yeah, he could have just been like, oh, man, Storm? Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah, or oh, well, Powder's got high ground. I guess I just lose. That's it. Instead, he's like, you know what? Don't care. Let's go into the zone.
I'm going to get you down to 15 HP. I'm not going to give you this win. That's the mentality to have. I'm not going to give you this win. I might not even have legs, but I'm crawling, baby, with my arms. You're not having it. And that's what we've seen out of him there. Plain and simple.
That was so good. So Powder picks up a Victory Royale. My, oh my. That means we have 1 game left to play, Myth. You guys are so unbelievably impressive. What do we say in these situations, man? Like, you guys at home are probably watching just being like, dude, EU, you guys are killing it. What's going on?
We don't say anything. We pop party poppers. Just kidding.
Oh.
Not yet. Only for the...
For the last one? Okay.
Only for the big bonus.
I'm going to put like 4 in my hands, like pop them.
You're so ready. You're like, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, finally.
Party poppers. No words.
Man, that's a good point. We still haven't even seen a big bonus happen yet.
Yeah.
You can tell, though, a lot of these players, they're turning on the aggression. They're like, look, big bonus. I'm right there. I'm 2 eliminations away, 3 eliminations away. It's go time. But
no doubt.
Now going into the final game. Standings time. Let's take a look.
Let me see him.
Where are people at right now? Boyer maintaining that
Boyer.
first place. So again, he's got 8 points. Camo, though, right behind him, a Lucky Llama.
Represent.
Coming in second with 7 points. Merrick and Tinny again right behind them, as well as Zypound. Now Rojo all with 6 points. Powder coming in after that game. Comes out of nowhere with 5 points heading into this final game. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, it's the top 20 solos that will place in the money. So right now, Dab currently in 20th, Sieba, Skosis, Artix, all fighting for that 20th spot. But, I mean, they're not that far away. Even someone like Svenos, if Svenos picks up 2 points and Sieba doesn't, that's it. Svenos is currently in top 20, even DK. I mean, even the likes of Yzma, we saw that crazy outplay coming out earlier. It's still anyone's game.
Yeah.
Anything can happen, and we've got one game left to settle things.
Yep.
What about you guys at home? Have you been enjoying this crazy action? Hit us with that hashtag fall skirmish. Let us know your thoughts. We love having a conversation with you. There's been some crazy games, man.
Yes.
We still have 6 games coming up later for North America.
Oh yeah, hometown baby. I know all the players. Talk to them. I'll be making fun of them. No, just kidding. But yeah, it's gonna be nice to be like behind the caster desk, seeing like these guys play that I'm like talking to every single day. You know, like seeing these people that I've seen day one. You know, put in the time and effort. And of course, I mean, there's EU guys that have done the same thing, no doubt. But this is just the players that I've been around. It's like my hometown, you know. So I'm excited for these NA matches, man. I'm excited for them. I'm excited.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty fun to say the least. Now, I'm curious to see, because obviously you've been competing in these, and now you get to sit on this side of the desk.
Yeah.
What are some takeaways that you have, right? Like, is there something you maybe like learned, or now you get to see the whole map, or you get to see the battlefield out in front of you, and kind of like see people's play styles, what they're doing, things like that. Is there something you have a takeaway from that so far?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot to learn from just looking at anyone's gameplay and reviewing it, your own, another player's, and every time you look at gameplay from the broad sense, you see what you could do in that situation, or what this player could have done in that situation. So there's a lot of learning, even from me, while I'm calling out this stuff, and while maybe other people may be learning at home, but I'm learning as well. Like, I'm seeing how some of these players, when they're put in the aggressive situation, when they have the tools, they focus on the tools too much and they forget about the rotation. And just personally, that's something that ended up happening with me last week or a week or two ago with the solos. I had the tools and I didn't execute with my tools because I wasn't focused, because I was hyper focused on the rotation and not my tools. So having that balance of both is going to be vital. And going into game number 6, the battle bus is launched. It's going to be quite interesting to see how players use their tools and keep everything in that nice balance so that they can become out successful.
I think something to add to that as well, Myth, is they're probably going to do everything they can. They're going to play their hearts out, because you don't want to end the day, you know, not giving it 110% or going in, right? It's
time. Like, if things haven't been going your way, maybe it's time to switch something up, do something different. It's the last game. Maybe I mean, legitimately speaking, with the way these games have been going, somebody could show up and end up top 10.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
Easily.
Especially with big bonus still on the table.
Yes. Easily. That's something that could legitimately happen. And this is a bus glide that we haven't seen much of this tourney, starting from the lower side of the map, going up from I'm pretty sure it was from the west side. So it's going to be interesting to see how people play. I'm going to guess that northwest corner of the map is going to be more contested. Seems like there's a lot more people gliding toward that area. So I think we might see some contention there for our boy that lands Junction every game.
The lone man.
Our lucky llama out there. Legit, he's a lucky llama, a soldier out there. And it's going to be fun to see it all go down. But here we go. Arctics is in his hometown. And I think this is important, man. Having a spot that you are comfortable playing in, that you know like the back of your hand, that you are so comfortable with, is vital for solo gameplay. Knowing where people are. If you get shot from a direction you don't know, being able to flick and be like, he's there, without even thinking about it, is so important. And the fact that he is successful in this drop 2 is huge.
Right.
And it's so critical to his success that he's been having here at Tilted Towers. And I want to see how it turns out again, because I want to see if he's consistent with it. And it does seem like he's been, but I want to see how game number 6 goes for him. But anyways, we got some fighting happening over at the chair drop with Drafts in a little bit of a build fight here.
Getting third party, looks like.
That was the same guy. He just dipped from the fight and got a little angle on him. Now Draft's in a tough situation in this early game fight. He has the bandies. Skix does have the tools to apply pressure, but just decides to run away anyways. Skix being a lucky llama. We're going to see what he's able to do. I don't know exactly what Draft's mat count was, but I think if Skix were to apply pressure, I think he would have been able to come out victorious there. And actually, Draft seems like he's out of mats. He's not building.
He's got the clingers, though.
Oh, this could be risky. The zero battle.
He's forcing Skix to make a move, but Skix comes out on top. top.
Yes. So that was very well played by him there, being able to take his time and his pressure. I think that was just that was just an aim battle at the end there, and Skix came out on top. And that's all that really was. Risky reels over here with Rody. And
look at all the loot.
Zary.
Look, Zary just walks up, builds a 1x1, and says, all the ammo, all the things that I want are now mine. All right, Rody, now
you don't want to give up this spot. That's the thing about landing here. If somebody contests you for it, you want to win it. Because with the amount of... This is a resource-rich area. Northeast side of the map is such a resource-rich area. And the reason I say that is because you got the trees. You got these cars at Risky. You have the rock field as well, just west of Wailing Woods, sorry. And all that stuff is super valuable. So if you get a circle, you want to be able to farm as much as you can of those areas. And that's why Rody is so just persistent and just wanting this area, because he wants that metal. He wants that late game building material.
And he's in a tough spot, Ryan. If you saw his loading, he's got 2 ARs, a blue and a gray. One has 28 bullets, one has 23. They both have a single clip. Where on the other side, Zary's like, hey, I've got a burst, that's full. I've got a blue AR, I've got attack, I've got 2 boogies. I've also got shields, got minis. Do you want to fight? I mean, let's go, man.
And the thing is, everybody on that northeast side, they have that rotation because of that floating island. Can't forget about that. I don't know if we've seen much play out of it yet, but I'm certain people have been using it and have been taking advantage of the fact that's there, because you could farm. If you don't get the zone, you could farm for a much longer time if you just have that rotation to get out of there. But here we go, freaking in the middle of a build fight. Building it up, double barrel from the back.
He takes down Arctic, man.
Oh, he did. Wow. I think Arctic was in the middle fighting somebody else too, wasn't he? Wasn't he at like high ground? Yeah.
Now the pain here closing in on Kinstar.
Sorry, the pain. Hey, this is... I mean, to be honest, I wanted these guys to drop somewhere else, man. It's the same 2 people that drop L's, or like there's always the 2 people dropping L. Oh, and Kinstar's gone.
By Freaky, okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
All right.
It's the same thing that keeps happening L's here, and I'm just surprised they haven't tried going for a different drop.
Right.
You end up with 200 mats, and you're stuck like that basically until the zone. Oh, elite.
He went out with a bang.
Truth.
He tried to take Veins with him, but did not work out.
Wait, so Veins? Oh, Veins didn't get the kill.
Nope.
Feels bad, man.
Yep. Eliminations to his name. That's such a great point, though, Myth. You know, you've got 6 games to play and show up, right?
Yeah.
Let's say after 5, it's not working out. Some players might be like, look, I'm just gonna stick to my guns and I'm gonna show up here. But sometimes you just gotta take a step back and say, look, you know what? Let's just switch it up.
Yeah, this isn't working. And even if you aren't gonna come out, oh my!
Rody caught
Hupek
between
and Zary.
2.
Just
Hupek,
giving him the pain.
Yeah, Hupek's like, I'll take that loot. Thank you, Zary.
But even if you aren't going to come out victorious, right, you at least want to get into the habit of switching things up when the times are going rough, you know what I mean? And that's what I think is big. And we see these players leaving. They said now it's time to go, but they are not in... Their material economy is not where it needs to be entering the circle and to be going to this position that they're going to, which is right above Wailing. They're going for higher glides. They're going to play for this, then they're all going to dip. But this is
the rotation, man.
Yeah, this is going to be the turning point for both of these players.
Cows up top.
And here's why. Zary's deciding to stay up there or just float around?
He just saw Macau. Yeah, he shouldn't have bailed.
Around? Okay. Yeah, so this is going to be the turning point for both of these guys. And I say that for 2 reasons. They could glide, scout out the area, find somewhere where the materials are rich, where no players are, scout it out, land there, and get themselves in a better position, or they could end up in a bad position in between a pinch. But now we're on to Sops. Was in the middle of a build fight around Shifty. There are people all around these guys, though. And they're also using the Shadow Stones. I don't know what's going to happen or where he's going to go, but there's a red guy behind him. And
Powder. That is a stink bomb. Well,
Stinks.
Powder smelt it, and that's it.
No doubt.
Heistel was lost in the storm there as well, taking a look at the kill feed. My, oh my. Checking out this replay from Jacob. There you go. That's all you kept.
I would love to see him use a rocket launcher there. You know?
Just do it.
Just do it.
Mary slowly making the rotation with the shadow cube. And avoiding Shifty. Mary's like, I'm good.
Those people are there.
Go over there.
2 kills on the board. There's no need to risk it like that. You know, get the zone, let them run into you, and then grab those eliminations. But currently at the top of the board, 3 eliminations. We have Eric. He's doing pretty well on health. I think he's one of the people that are the furthest away from the storm. So that's something that could be dangerous. That's something that could cause some strain. Mary Gaming being a part of Lucky Llamas, let me tell you, I love to see it, that banner. I love to see it. I love all the EU players that rep that banner all day. And, oh, dude, Keka's getting put in a situation here where Taboo just wants him to come out to him, but I'm surprised Taboo isn't playing the situation out. Smart, because why force something that you don't think you're going to get? You don't have any explosives. You don't have anything to really apply the pressure that you need. And his ammo isn't low, so good play by Taboo to just know when to back off. That seems having that like strength and just saying no,
that game
it's not
sense
for me.
to be like, you know, I don't want to fight this anymore. Like, this isn't worth it. Because, again, it goes back to what we touched on earlier. You either stay too long in an engagement and you're lost to the storm or you're in a really bad spot, you just say, look, man, I'm gonna go to safety. It's the final game.
Oh, baby.
Oh, my gosh, the first llama of the fall
That's a sign, baby. That's a sign. Where's my boy? Where's my boy from Ghost at?
The lucky
He's winning
llamas.
this game. That's a sign.
Now, hold on. He spit out a bush.
Yep.
What does that mean? Is he trying to send you a message? What do you?
I don't think so.
Is that lucky llama secretly a bush bandit?
Oh my God, he is!
Archangel is a bush bandit, so he not only let us know, but the llama said, I align myself with the bush bandits. Betrayal.
So
rough time. But Ark's in a pretty good spot. Picks up a bunch of stuff from that llama. Now he's like, all right, well, I got a free mats, free ammo, all the things, a grappler, a fresh grappler as well.
It's a pretty slow match overall. Like there's all these people fatal fields, but not much happening for any of them. If you really look at it, there's just taking their time, farming, spacing each other out. Look how spaced out they are from each other. But carnifexed taking the elimination.
Ooh.
Cleaning
This
it
is
up.
down, man.
Boy,
Look at that. Take a look at the top right. Look how you said it exactly right. Look at the spacing.
They all respect each other's space. And it might even be something deeper than that. All these players might not have anything to like play out the engagement toward their advantage. They might not have the explodes necessary. They might not have the right weapons. So instead, they're just going to be like, hey, we're all center circle. Instead of wasting stuff, let me just chill, see how the zone plays. And I think that's what every single player near Fatal is doing right now. They're looking at each other, seeing where rotations are coming in from, getting so much information from these positions, and then they're going to play out the next circle toward their advantage.
Oh,
and there's our boy.
did you see the llamas?
Lucky Llamas represent. Lucky Llamas up.
Yo, Carnifex is like, I'd like this elimination, please. I need one more. Doing everything. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, but at this point, just get into the zone.
Yeah. Especially it's going to be ticking for quite a bit now.
And then look at this person on the other side. That's what he's going to do. He's going to get the position that Carnifex could have had.
Now Slug is like, well,
Slug's moving,
this is rough. I just healed the full, and I'm taking storm damage. And I think Carnifex is gone. Just kidding. Carnifex still here. Carnifex, please.
Gets the elim.
That's
going to be dangerous.
That's a quad launcher.
Indeed.
That's what that was.
Yup. And mid-grappler. Beautiful
Wow.
shot.
Jacob said, look, Carnifex, I know you've been at the forefront. I would now like to be the forefront. It's the last game, friend. Give me a shot here.
And think about that. Like, if he would have just said, hey, I'm not trying to play. I'm not trying to zone push you, right? I'm not trying to play for you inside the storm, buddy. And just played for his position, he would have been in the position to counter both those guys. But Jacob, building up toward this hill,
It's Amar. He gets blocked.
Yeah. They're in it. They're both committed to this fight. And Mary Gaming.
Mary, though, with the third party.
She holding that position there. is big. I'm kind of confused why either of these players played for that high ground. The zone has already moved. I want to say it's a lack of awareness from both of their ends. Like, the guy that grappled on to him didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
But then you didn't need to grapple onto the hill to get beamed in the first place. You could have gone toward the zone or done something else in that situation to give you a lot more success, because you got a bit of a run to go.
Yeah.
And we can see, and Gandalf was right down there with them, but he rotated toward the circle and he's making his way. Yeah, he's good. He went to the Shadow Rocks and he's good.
Myth. Barry picks up the quad
Well,
launcher,
now,
reloads it.
Snipe midair with it.
So Amar was like,
Yeah.
look, I'm out of here. I mean, look, I appreciate the aggression coming out from Mary, saying, look, I've got 3 eliminations. I'm going to third party you.
Yeah.
Realizes Amar at that moment was low, pushes in, but Amar plays it very slow, very reserved, and then can bail out there.
I agree with all that, and I think what's gonna be the toughest ride for Mary right now, what's gonna be the deciding fate in Mary's legacy in this game, basically, is making this next rotation. The west side of the circle is so stacked. There are people lined up all on the west side. It is going to be so difficult to get a position in if they don't play it out correctly.
Over to
So we'll see what happens. They do have the Shadow Stone, so they will make it in, I'm pretty sure, but...
Look at Zaipan currently with no eliminations. Scratch that, he's got 1, and now he's got minis, a half
now we
shield.
have...
Ooh.
I want to make it notice that there are 3 people currently tied for elimination, Zeke.
Yeah, all at the 6 points.
All have 3 eliminations in this match, and they're all alive. So if there's going to be a match where you need a race for it, this might be the match. The player count is healthy. It could happen.
I mean, you've got right now, it's Tyovsky, Eric, and Mary gaming with the 3 like you're talking about.
And it's the last game.
It's the last game. Big
for EU.
bonuses still on the table.
Definitely.
I mean, this is it. This is the time to slay out. Look, Svenos is still alive across the way. Look at this, man. Coming back to Fatal Fields. Everyone, like you're talking about, they're just respecting each other. Hey, guys, we're going to rotate here in a second. Leave me alone. I'll leave you alone. Let's figure this out. We're down to 27. Look at this. Wow. These fields are going to prove to be fatal here once we get this new safe zone. So now we are dead. This is a dead center circle.
It is. It is. And the way this plays out is here we have Kingwin. Oh, sorry. Ty is actually on the top of the map. And guess what? He's getting into the circle for free. His rotation, he knows there's no one's around him. He's going to have this north side of the circle with the least amount of pressure and put himself in a position where he could just take advantage of a lot of people and a lot of people rotating in from his west, from his south, from his east. The only player he has to worry about is Zedryn. And Zedryn, I doubt that he's going to be a threat to him. He just wants to get into the zone probably as well.
Looks like he's zeroing in on him. He might have been using a Rift to go there because he zeroed in on him very quickly. But look at this, man. Everyone's coming in from the west. This is going to get congested very quickly. And you can see kind of some players already starting to just fortify. They're like, look, this is my spot. This is my home. Stay out.
Yeah.
But look, on the east side there, you got 3 players. West side, it's just full of players.
Yes, that is exactly where eliminations are about to happen. That west side of the circle, all those people that were fatal, that were hanging out there, they're now regretting that decision of staying there so long. They're now saying, they're now curious about if that was the right move to take. And we'll see that play in effect where now Ty has the ability to hit some of these players. And here's the thing, Eric and Ty are pretty close to each other. I think they have a little bit of a hill kind of separating them, but they're pretty close to one another, and they're both top 3 players. So they're going to be kind of fighting for eliminations here if they're trying to go for the 7+ kills. And here we go. Now people are getting comfortable. Most people are in the zone. No, not many people are still rotating in. 30 seconds till it closes officially. And let's take a little look at Ty's loadout overall. He has the mats. He has the grappler. And combined just with those 2, just with that, let's just focus on that for a minute. He has the ability to play for high ground. He has the ability to retake. He just needs to know his time and his place. And that is it. If he knows his time and his place, he'll be perfect. He'll be fine. And another player actually entered the 3-kill realm. It is now Say Hello Roma. It's gonna be a fun game between who reaches out and grabs these eliminations over the other person. Because everybody else has 1 elimination.
Right. And one of those forefronts is Mary, dropped super low right now.
Looks
it
like
actually goes down to blood.
Yeah, this circle going back to the west side of the map, I think is going to be an important thing to focus on here, because now those high kill players like Eric, Ty, they're moving back into the circle. They're still moving toward the circle. They haven't gotten a position where they could just base up, stack up on their mats, and then sort of build their path through. And that's but Zedryn, he's playing it slow. He's saying, hey, I don't need to waste mats here.
He's so smart.
Yeah, this is a smart play. He knows he has no pressure on any end. He has Ty in his sights. It's all about just waiting him out. And another player noticed him, so he's going to have to build a little bit, of course. But I think a lot of the action is about to happen, Zeke, and I hope you're ready for it. Because it's happening. The circle is starting to close. A minute on the clock. 50 seconds and ticking. Ty is aware. Almost lobs a nade into Ty's 1-by-1. But Ty's out. He's grappling. He gets lasered
in midair. Everyone is scrambling, Myth.
And now it's time. It's time to make it happen. Players are dying on this, are being eliminated on this rotation, doing their absolute best not to get hit in any situation. They want to keep their HP up. Zedryn having a portafort, a grenade launcher is going to be huge. If Zedryn wants to make the most out of his current kit right now, he needs to start lobbing GLs currently, in my opinion. There aren't many opportunities after the circle to have the right distance to be able to grenade launch somebody to where it actually explodes and it actually has an impact on the gameplay. So if he's going to do it, now's the time. He needs to find somebody and focus them or not do it at all, because it's going to come down to that point in the game where it's not available. And here we go. Boyer, and not in a bad situation either. Having the med kit, having the bed, he's down the edge of the zone. He's going to be one of the first people to be able to rotate, and he is in first place.
That's right, man.
And I want to highlight something as well. I don't know if Camo's in this game again, but he was 1 point away, and we also talked about the fact that Camo is in the game. Apologies, Camo is in the game, and they're 1 point and he's 1 point away from either tying, or he could surpass if he gets the amount of eliminations or if he gets the right placement. This is going to be an intense match. It's literally going to come down to points, singular points. Who got the elimination? Who didn't get the elimination? Boyer making his way through, getting eliminated from the back. Boyer needs to do everything in his power to stay alive. The mindset that he needs to be playing in is, hey, Camo is alive. He's a threat. Eric getting into an engagement right now. Trying to get into that. Camo's down. Camo's out of the game. Eric out of the game. Down. People are being swatted like flies at this point. 70 blue Riser getting a big hit on his opponent. We'll see what he could do with it. But Boyer being able to maintain the high ground in this situation. There's other people above him. He's trying to shoot them down, but this is a good situation for Boyer. If he wants to be in mid-ground, if he wants to play it out slow, safe, feel free, because that's what he's going to have to do, but he needs an elimination soon here, Zeke. He doesn't have enough mats to sustain all this, and a rocket comes out of left center field.
Look, Boyer goes down
to
the likes of Svenos.
To the likes, I like that. That's fancy.
To the likes of Fan. There you go. I practice sometimes, but Apostle here. So what's interesting is you've got a few members here that have no eliminations.
Yes. The only people that have eliminations are 5 players, Zeke. 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. And as we're making this rotation to the last circle, somebody's going to come up big here. People don't have the resources. People weren't fighting when it mattered the most. So the time to get the resources that you need from the kills are now. You need to make something happen.
No.
Dav needs to get through this wall. He needs to get an elimination if he wants to have a place in this game. He's 2 eliminations in. He sees somebody's running. He's just going to carry him from the back. He misses a shotgun shot and then gets wiped from the side. Svenos holding onto that high ground though. With phenomenal, like he's just holding it down. He's held up by 1 floor.
That's scary.
If somebody notices, he could come down. It could all come crumbling for him. But the kill leader right now only has around 55, 60 HP. Here he is, Blood, 59 HP. That is not a healthy situation to be in. And with Svenos on the high, I wouldn't want to be in this situation myself. Things are going to come down, and they're going to come down fast on these players, especially if they don't get the picks they need. Cooler gets a pick. Svenos getting contested for high ground. He's trying to do anything that he can in his power to keep it. But he's got to come down sooner or later. 100 mats. His opponent's behind him. He actually has the high. He gets him. And here's the thing. 20 mats, a grappler, and an RPG. It's a 1v1 situation. I bet you any money our friend on the low ground here, Cooler, has what he needs to win this game. Exactly. He has the medkit. He was playing this low ground, and he basically wiped out 2 people, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he was at 0 eliminations coming into this late game. 0. And him being able to make this comeback story happen. And a rocket launcher, 2 rockets aren't a big deal, Zeke. 2 rockets are not a big deal when you have mats. And I'll be interested to see how many mats he has. There he goes, he's coming down.
1 rocket
Don't
left.
let that rocket hit you. He has mats.
The rocket explodes. He splashes him for just enough. Rennick goes down.
I was expecting Rennick to take that W there.
Wow.
Truthfully.
Really?
I think, yeah. I was really... That's good stuff on TS, though. Just landing that rocket. I don't know exactly what Rennick's mat count was, but, man, that was close. That was intense. That was the final game. But you want to know what's crazy? Players didn't play more aggressive toward the end, toward this last game. They said, hey, we're going to wait it out. We're going to see what happens. We're going to play more passive. And this was probably one of the lowest elimination games that we've had in a minute. All day, probably. And it was the last game of the day, so people played with the opposite intention. They decided, hey, let's slow it down. I don't want to play risky. I want to get that placement point. And because the placements were so close to one another, they just were just going for that one point, those 2 points, that 3 points, hoping that the people above them weren't in, you know, were like trying to do the same essentially, or weren't in the game, or were trying to play aggressive.
Yeah.
But little do they know, I think a lot of those players were playing with that intention.
Yeah.
Which might have costed a lot of people the game.
The game was played pretty slowly, and I think you made a great point. It's very passive. A lot of players were playing very defensively, even like Saboyer, right? When we tuned into him, he had no eliminations, and he was just trying to go for placements, and he gets picked off, so he doesn't accrue any points. So now a lot of these players that did opt to go a little more aggressive, not that much more, they could potentially hit the board here. They could hit top 20 just off this game.
Yeah, we just seen it happen where late game he picked up 3 kills. He was 2nd place. That's big. Those are points you're putting up, and you probably got top 20 at least if you weren't in top 20 before, or you jumped up 5, maybe 6, 7 slots in the placing. So I'm super excited to see the leaderboards after this, because I think it's going to be insane to see how the points play out and whatnot. But that was sort of like the mind game, or the mental point game that was just played right now, where players are playing for their points. They're playing where they could play their points, and if they're confident in their ability to get to late game, that's where they're going to play. But none of them had mats at the end. None of them had mats.
It's a tough spot to be in. There's also a fun little clip, Myth, I think you're going to like.
Yeah?
Let's take a look at this.
Clips.
This is that moment where Boyer said, represent!
Lucky Llamas, double L's, put them in the air.
There you go. Spraying them down. Yeah, man. So coming into that last game, it was a much slower than T-Bones as well.
I like Boyer.
All right, Boyer, shout outs to you. But yeah, that game was very, very slowly played. Coming out at the end, TS versus Rennick. We saw TS up top. He didn't use any mats. He just kind of sat there with the RPG out, and he was like, look, I know you're in the 1-by-1. What are you going to do? Make a move.
I don't know. I would have tried to maybe like bait out the rockets, but like that's such a sticky situation, because that late into the game, you don't know how many rockets your opponent has on high ground. So I understand the way Risick played it out, and it's just unfortunate that it ended up like that, because I really do think he would have had that with the amount of rocket ammo that in the reality he did have, which was just 2 shots.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Taking a look at some of the amazing players today, Boyer. He was maintaining currently, before seeing the updated standings, is in number 1. I mean, Boyer played out of his mind most of the day, you know, just being that consistent player across all the games.
But even across from consistency, Boyer took the situations that weren't in his favor and forced them to be in his favor.
Right.
Like that's what I think is
like that move right there.
Yeah, exactly. Taking the opportunity for that clout.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
Again, so the thing to note is that Boyer didn't place. He didn't have any eliminations going into that game. So, Myth, it's time. Final standings. Let's take a look together. Here we go. So Boyer maintains first place, even without accruing points.
Wow.
Now, don't forget, TS comes in right behind him. So we go to tiebreakers, we go to eliminations, and then victory royales and eliminations.
Yes.
That means Boyer moves out ahead. So TS comes in second. Now, Camo from Lucky Llamas comes in third. Rojo right there, fourth, and then Marky in fifth. Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, it's the top 20 that place in the money. Unfortunately, we didn't see any big bonuses.
Yeah.
I'm a little let down, just a little bit.
It's all good, you know.
The gameplay, though, it's been incredible to see.
NA Fortnite's just gonna have to show up.
Big bonuses game after game.
And if not, I'm going into the pro scrim cord, and I'm unleashing fury on everyone, on everybody.
And look, take it out, Myth. Friddle there, barely making it into top 20, edging out the Vic. And again, look at how many players there had just 2 points. If they had found that additional point, even just 2 points there would have made all the difference. They would have been top 20. That's how close these games come down to be. What do you think, man? Now you got to see all of EU. You got to wake up early enough. You got to see their games. What do you got for me?
Just overall, I think one of the biggest issues that we've seen throughout the matches was just like when to play your aggression and when not to play your aggression. We've seen people have the tools necessary, and they kind of like would use the tools too early and then end up in a situation where they don't focus on the rotation, which is critical and led to a lot of people's downfall. I think that's like one of the main reasons why we didn't see any big bonuses. And then toward the end there, you know, nobody had mats. Like, throughout all these games, like, there are no mats. So I'm interested to see if that's just a big bonus thing. But that was a slow game. That's why I'm so confused. I'm like, that was a super slow game in terms of eliminations, but the mat count didn't even, like, add up, in my opinion, for the amount of eliminations that there were. We've had games where there are players with 6, 7 eliminations, but they have way more mats. So I'm curious to see the differences between mat game. I think that'll be the big like eye opener between NA and EU.
Yeah.
I think EU might take a little bit. They might be more comfortable taking these early game build fights, where NA might not be as comfortable simply because it's hard set, known that it's not worth it most of the times. But like I said, these are all just assumptions, and I'm interested and open to see how NA plays with this rule set, because this rule set definitely changes the traditional way you play the game.
Yeah.
You know, it shakes things up entirely.
Well, you won't have to wait too long for you guys at home. We will be coming back in just about an hour, so don't forget to use that hashtag. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know how you're enjoying the action. Let us know how Myth helped you elevate your gameplay, because as a community, we level up together. But with that, stay tuned. We will be back very, very shortly for the NA games. You don't want to miss out. We'll see you soon.
Ooh, NA!
It's time.
Yep.